We sat down and decided what do we do as journalists, as we watch called Nigeria. So that's the essence of this organization. Today we are going to look at various roles we need to play, the ways we need to report crime. If we see crime, what we need to do as journalists, what we need to do. Because it's not the same way we report politics that you should report crime. It's not the same way we report education that you should report crime. Then we also need to look at the human rights angle. While we are fighting crime, do we need to abuse human rights? Do we need to embarrass people? Do we need to cajole people? Also, we are going to also look at ICT. You can't do that. What we are doing today, we are doing this thing live on Facebook because of ICT. How do we apply ICT in this crusade? Again, we also look at information. People are scared giving out information to security agencies. There's this notion that each time you give out information to security agencies, you'll be the victim. So let us look at the role, the security of information. How secure is the information we are giving out? And myself, who is giving out information? How secure am I? That at the end of the day, those perceived criminals, suspects, will not come and look for me that gave us information. So these are what we are going to look at today. Then furthermore, important, we also see how we can visit security agencies in their various offices, interact with them, see how we can further partner with them to bring ideas, suggestions, and also we tend getting a trust fund. This trust fund is what we are going to use to assist in our local way, even if it's battle, even if it's mineral, assist security agencies who are toiling day and night. We also believe that there are a lot of victims of security abuse, both from the security agencies and from the civilians. So many people are in hospital, some have lost their lives. From this little token, we intend to assist them one way or the other. That is the essence of this program today. And also we all know that a lot of people have in their own way contributed to security, to genuine peace building process in Nigeria and Africa. We want to recognize them, appreciate them in our own true way, so that we have the courage, the mindset to do more. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you very much. That was a very brilliant welcome address as postulated by the convener, Colin I. John. And he said so much, we need not say more. We did promise that this debate is going to be a very brief and exciting one. And as Miriam mentioned, it's not just all about reportage. We bring in a few entertainment into whatever we do, and so that we can have a balance meeting at an equilibrium as far as this program is concerned. So having said this, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite our saxophonist to please step forward and do a little stuff while we penultimately get set for our first lecture, who will commence the privilege now. So if your hands are not that busy, then we put your hands together for Asaba. Thank you.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. If your hands are not busy, just come your hands, just bring your hands unto the Lord. If your hands are not busy, just bring your hands unto the Lord. For keeping you alive this wonderful day.
Thank you very much. Please come up with a best together for that very wonderful presentation. Thank you, my staff members. I know William Shakespeare said, if you will be the food of God, then there is very honor. Thank you so much. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'll just do a few introductions, and I invite our guest lecturer to the house. I'd like to welcome the Press Secretary to the majority leader of the General National Assembly, the immediate Secretary of Nigerian Union of Journalists, my friend and brother, from the Patrick Uche. I'd like to welcome the President of Asaba. We also have the final citizen of Nigeria, NJ. I'd like to welcome you, thank you so much for calling. I'd like to also recognize Robert Tiger, one of our lecturers of today. Please can you write your recognition so we again. Robert Tiger, thank you so much. And the president of the Rotary, one of the Rotary clubs, District 4, my friend and brother, the top, the youngest one in the house. Can you write your recognition so we go here? Thank you so much. And happy second ladies and gentlemen. I'd like us to put together our next lecturer for today. I call it the world encyclopedia, the man of many parts. Let's celebrate Professor Hilary, the youngest professor in Nigeria. Please put your hands together for Hilary, our next lecturer for today. I'd like to thank you so much. We need to be Hilary's lecture, and we're very captivated, especially from receiving. Thank you so much, sir. We'd like to welcome you. And quickly, can you just, yes, please sit there afterwards, sir, as you make ready your slide presentation. Thank you. Thank you. So almost immediately, our guest lecturer will be signing on the podium for his presentation. Yes, please, DJ, I've been asked that we adjust the microphone. I also made such, I also told the DJ about that, you know, because as a director of programs, not to have the mic, I know the sound of the mic is good. However, thank you so much for your observation. Mr. Hilary. All right, please can you find two quickly? So quickly, I'll just run as fast as we can. Our guest lecturer for today, ladies and gentlemen, is called an engineer, Professor Hilary Ijoma Wama. Please come with the hands together for him as he rises up. FNSA, FNICE, FNIEE, an engineer by profession, and not just by profession, but also by being very astute and a senior academic personality. He is currently the Director of Academic Planning at the Delta State University, Asaba, and presently he serves as Deputy Director, Directorate of Intensive and Part-Time Studies at the Environmental Engineering Department in Delta. He has either lectured in Landmark University of Waramba, State Nigeria, and has served in many high-profile universities based on professional expertise. He's had to credit over 50 scientific articles indexed in corporate and analysis. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Engineer Professor Obama was conferred with both the fellowship of the Nigerian Institution of Civil Engineers, (NITE), and that of the fellowship of the Nigerian Institution of Environmental Engineers, (NIOE), in 2020 at the age of 28 years. He also became a fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, NIOE State Chapter, in 2021. And currently, between 2018 and 2021, he was General Secretary of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Asaba branch. And as I speak, at the point was the National Secretary of the Oil and Solid Mineral Producing Area Landlords of Nigeria, Empire. And in 2019, he was the National Permanent Secretary of the Nigerian Institution of Environmental Engineers, NIEE. Engineer Prof. Obama, in July 2021, at the age of 38, took the first position at the rectorship interview of the Delta State Polytechnic of Delta State. Ladies and gentlemen, Engineer Obama is a man of many parts. He has served as a PhD external assessor at the Department of Civil Engineering, Permanent University of Montana. And of course, at the point, he was in charge of that series at the annual University Partnership. He was also appointed external examiner at the undergraduate and postgraduate program. He is also an external assessor at many universities for the promotion of lecturers to professorial in the civil service and also civil engineering. As a natural and endowed motivational speaker who takes much interest in bringing out the best of people, he has taken him through the breadth and traversed the entire country and has delivered over 70 high-profile professional and international public lectures in the last 5 years. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Professor Hilary Owama is happily married to his lovely wife. I hereby present to you one of Nigeria's finest, the enigmatic, energetic, the man I address as a walking encyclopedia, Professor Hilary Owama, the youngest professor in Nigeria. Thank you.
I wish we had a platform here. You know, as a teacher, normally we speak on the pulpit like the pastors. So, but I don't know why Monday we made this kind of mistake. There should have been a pulpit here. But be that as it may, we will manage. But it would have been much better that there's a pulpit here. So I will make use of the slide instead of using my laptop since there is no place to place the laptop. Okay. Thank you. Begin this. No, you can't go here now. You have to be working with me. Please just go. Who is pressing this thing is also making the presentation. So two of us are making the presentation. Is it Monday that will press? Okay. You know the program is for the press. So whoever is pressing must be a press member. All right, thank you. So I want to begin by recognizing very eminent dignitaries present here. First and foremost, and I must be selfish about this, I must recognize my own Vice Chancellor, the man that promoted me to the rank of professor in 2022 October at the age of 40 in Delta State University, Africa, and also appointed me subsequently as Director of Academic Planning, one of the chief directorates in the university. I'm talking about another person, but the most handsome, the most vibrant, the most ebullient Vice Chancellor in Nigeria, Professor Andy Egwenga of the Delta State University, Abraka, who ordinarily would have been here, but because of exigencies of job, could not make it, and then directed a very senior professor in our university, the director of Delta State University Business School, a former dean of management science, an erudite professor of marketing, international marketing of that nature, Professor Olayin P. representing the Vice Chancellor of Delta State University. Please can you clap for my Vice Chancellor being represented by Professor Olayin in this gathering. Let me also recognize the other persons present here. I wasn't here when the protocol was read, so please you have to forgive me. If I begin to call it one after the other, I may make mistakes. As the criminality, okay, and so in a way, let me recouch it and say the role of the Nigerian media in the fight against crime and criminality in Nigeria, so that we can situate it very properly. Because I'm not talking to people from Iran and people from Afghanistan. We are talking to ourselves, and so we can move on, sir. Introduction. As a word of introduction, as a teacher, I begin my presentation with just. I only begin my presentation with basic definition so that we establish the pedagogy of what we are going to discuss. Because if we do not understand the various terminologies, it could be an issue. The word press, everybody knows about it. However, print and the electronic mass media, which is a major pillar that shapes and builds society. Now, the traditional roles of the media, as we know, I'm still not well. Can I stay here? Okay. Now, the traditional roles of the media that we all know talks about to inform, to educate, and to entertain. And these are. No, you just have to remain on the slide so that I can do this thing on time. Don't bother about my face. I believe everybody here has seen me before. So, we said that the media, the major three responsibilities of the media are to inform, educate, and entertain. And these are crucial to the progress of every society, because without these channels of communication, no society can actually evolve and develop. So this apparently is the reason why in one of the speeches of the third president of America, Thomas Jefferson made this statement. He said, left for me to choose whether we should have a government without newspapers or newspapers without government. I shall not hesitate a moment to choose the latter. And this was cited by Mustafa and his co-researcher in a publication made in 2012. And so the President of America was trying to underscore the importance of the media. And the reason why I began in this manner is so that persons here first of all understand the importance to the society. Because when the importance of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. So we must know that the media, okay, as they are very important informal and formal organ of government and of society. And so in whichever way you are practicing, be it as in the print media or the electronic media, you must understand that you are as important as members of the legislative arm of government, you are as important as members of the executive arm of government, you are important as members of the judicial arm of government, and that we shall establish as we proceed with this lecture. Please, the next slide. Now, similarly, the president of France once asked John F. Kennedy of US, how can you control your country if you do not control television? These are very important statements that I feel we should know this morning or this afternoon, and then begin to reactivate and re-energize our importance to the society. It is not just about writing. You are writing what shapes and informs the society. Now, these are sections further underscore the pertinence of the mass media in any society. Now, whether you know it or not, governance in itself is communication based. If there is anything government is doing, the government must communicate it. Today now the president has given a press conference on what he believes Nigeria has achieved in the last 25 years with this recent democracy, and what he feels Nigeria should also achieve as the democracy continues. And so you can imagine where you have a governor in a state or a president who does not talk to the people. I think that was one of the things they complained about Buhari during his time. I don't know if I'm correct. And the Nigerian society were saying that the president was not talking to them, and so caricatures were made about him. That tells you the importance of communication. And so there's no governance, there's no government that can function without communicating with the people. The mass media facilitates two-way communication process, essential in bridging the gap between government and the governed. The government is working towards making life comfortable for the citizen. The citizen must be able to know what the government is doing in this direction. They also ensure that the basic values and tenets that keep society together are promoted among the populace. Can we go on? I don't want them to distract you so that we can be fast with this thing. Now, remember that the topic talks about the role of the media, okay? The role of the media with respect to crime and then criminality. And so, having talked about the media now, let's look at what crime is. What exactly is crime? Because sometimes these words are highly used but highly misunderstood. What is not totally absent in any society is crime. The truth is that it's difficult to see any society where crime is absolutely deficient. Whether you're talking about the United States of America, you're talking about any of the countries in Europe and all of those, crime is present in every society. But what the issue is at what degree is this crime present? And that's why we're complaining about that of our country. Now, crime refers to any antisocial act or failure, sacrificial, to live up to the standard of conduct deemed binding by the rest of the community. And so when we talk about crime, some persons would think that it's only when you are a member of a banditry team and then you have gone to kidnap somebody. Those are forms of crime. But any antisocial behavior or any failure or refusal to live up to the standard of conduct deemed binding by the rest of the community is simply seen as a crime. Let's take the definition further. That crime also refers to an act of omission which attracts legal punishment. And so crime also refers to acts which are against the law in any society. So if the law has said this is the way we should go, any act that is seen in deviation to that established law is an act of criminality. And that's why many times offenses under that is tried under the criminal code in the judicial system. Can we go on, sir? Now, what is crime? So incessant crime brings insecurity in any society. So you actually cannot discuss insecurity without discussing crime, because insecurity does not occur on its own. It is when there is persistent crime in an environment, in a society, that it leads to total breakdown of laws and order of security, and then we talk about insecurity. Now, violent conflict most often constitute crime. And all these contribute in creating a state of insecurity in a society if left unchecked. What then, if we have now known what crime is, and then we have seen that crime breeds insecurity, what is national security? By the definition of Oleode 2011, national security is the freedom of a national territory and its people from what threat, anxiety, and dangers that are internally or externally motivated. And so we can say that we are nationally secure if we are protected from external and internally motivated dangers as a country. And so if this is national security, what then is insecurity to a nation? Insecurity in a nation, therefore, means acts that are capable of negating the freedom or security of a society. I hope you are getting the simple definitions. And so, any action, any act that is capable of negating my freedom, your freedom, the freedom of our children, the freedom of our parents, our freedom to do anything that we want to do that is guaranteed by law is an act of insecurity. For instance, if I cannot, they tell people don't travel at night to some parts of the country. That already shows that there is insecurity. Because when you go to some developed country, not even very developed country like South Africa, you can move by 12, you can move by 1. People even prefer to travel by that time because the roads are free, because there is no traffic. But unfortunately in our country, yesterday I left Asaba by 6 p.m. and I was moving at 120 kilometers per hour in order to hit Organised by 7:20 p.m. Because if anything happens to you after 7 p.m. on that road, you are absolutely on your own. And the truth of the matter is that as I moved on from that time, after 6:30 p.m., there was no security checkpoints again. I did not see a soldier, I did not see a policeman, I did not see any other security agency. I couldn't see one. So I was absolutely on my own with my fellow drivers on the road.
That is the kind of country we are in. And so if you do not know that we have insecurity in this country, you're only deceiving yourself. One of the reasons why the youths are migrating abroad is not because of unemployment alone. It is unemployment garnished with insecurity. That's the major reason. One of my friends that left last year, when I asked him, why are you leaving? You are a medical doctor, you are a consultant, you are working in UBT, why are you leaving? He told me that he was no longer comfortable because many a time he would not be able to sleep at night, and so he needed to leave. I said, why? He said, when you hear about this thing happening to people, just imagine if it were you. He said, that's the only way you can get a perfect understanding of it. You know, sometimes when we hear that somebody has been shot, 2 police officers shot dead, so there are 3 soldiers killed, we don't seem to feel it because we believe that these people are abstract human beings. But indeed, they are human beings. People are dying, people are being killed every day. So there is serious insecurity. And that's why I congratulate the organizers of this program for looking at this topic that is apt and very timely. This we must continue to discuss until we are able to sleep with our 2 eyes closed, until you are able to travel, and then you travel, your mind is at peace. Let's go on, sir. Now, crime and national security now. Please, I will need water here, if there is any. All right, thank you. Why are you showing me where I'm drinking water? Fire. That's unethical. Fire. Okay, so let's go on. Can we go on? That's why I said I need a competent hand to manage this thing. Yeah. So to combat insecurity means addressing the source of insecurity. You know, many a time, one of the challenges we have in Nigeria is that the way we combat insecurity is that we attend to the symptoms without addressing the issues themselves. For instance, if there is a gunshot here now, the only thing we can do is to call on the police. The police will immediately come and try to see who shot that gun. If the person is still available, the person is arrested. And then the police begin to say, where will you shoot gun when they are doing a public program? This, that, and that, and then they will tie the person to court and all of those things. But for every issue, for every matter, there is what we call in history remote cause and immediate cause. Are we getting the understanding? So we look only at the immediate cause, which is what has made the person to release a gunshot. But the remote cause, which is the distant reason, we usually do not look at it. And so that's why we must know that to combat insecurity, we must look at addressing the sources. We must look at it from the root source. Now, the state of insecurity in Nigeria is made obvious by the alarming trend of antisocial act prevalent in the nation, which is the not so distant, which in the not so distant past were unthinkable and could not be associated with this country. In the last 20 years, there are so many things happening now that we couldn't have thought of at all. That if we are told this kind of thing, for instance, somebody going to a secondary school and then a set of people moving to secondary school, you move all the students, over 300 students, put them in the vehicle, put them on Okada safely, and take them to somewhere else and begin to make demands of the government. These things in the last 30 years were unthinkable. I don't know if I'm correct. They were absolutely unthinkable. How could you move people like that? But today, they are with us, they are happening. So that's why we say we are facing heavy insecurity in the country, whether you like it or not. And you can't wish it away by prayers. So, and it's a problem that has come, that we all must come together to how we can contribute our own quota to solving it. Now, acts of terrorism by the different sects, incidents of kidnapping all over the country TC have become brands of crime that have given a negative identity to Nigeria. Shall we go on? Now, this in addition to other conventional crimes like theft, arson, violent ethno-religious conflicts, like we know. The other time, one Deborah was killed in the northern part of the country for being allegedly accused of saying what didn't go down well with the other religion. And up to today, nothing has been done about it. Nobody has been persecuted, nobody has been jailed, nobody has been detained about it. And we are still living. You know, one thing I like about this country is that no matter the problem, we will still laugh over it and go on. Life goes on in this country. Life goes on. Even though a community is bombed and everybody dies, we will mourn it for 24 hours. The next day, life will still go on. We are very docile people. And that's one of the challenges we have in this country. Until it happens to us, we don't feel it. And that's why the problems are increasing every now and then. Nobody has asked question. Sometime in Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory, one lady woke up early in the morning to go and preach of the redeemed Church of God and was slaughtered, was killed. Up to now, nothing has been done about it. In the federal capital territory, you can imagine if it had happened in the local government area. If nothing could be done at that level, you should know that we have very serious security issues in this country that we need to begin to interrogate and look at very seriously. Now, this act, particularly those that involve threat to life, have continued in creating an alarming state of insecurity in some part of the country. This presentation now will examine the critical role of mass media in combating the upsurge of crime, which has led to a state of insecurity in this country. So the next slides to the end, we now look at what is the role of the media. Having established that we are facing very high tide of insecurity in the country. As a matter of fact, we are not even safe here. Nobody is safe anywhere in this country. You are not even safe in your house. People are not kidnapped in their houses. Somebody was kidnapped sometime in Warren, they said they took him to his house, and then when he closed for work, and he was picked up from his house. And in those days, when we were much younger, we believed that the home was the safest place. I don't know if any of you experienced such in those days. So we believe that once you are home, you are absolutely safe. These days, you are not safe at home, you are not safe outside. Now, what is the role of the media? Let's now interrogate the media very properly. Like I said before, the mass media are channels of information dissemination simultaneously to a large, heterogeneous, anonymous, and scattered audience. They primarily include newspapers, magazines, and what have you. These media constitute the basic channels of communication in any modern society. Governments can hardly survive without effective use of the media. You could remember during the campaign that to the last election, how every party tried to spend the money they could spend to ensure that the mass media was always carrying news about them, okay, until the election was done and a winner declared. The press are so powerful in a society that Edmund Burke, an 18th century politician, first described them as the fourth estate of the realm. Referring to the three major powers in medieval times in European society, which are the lords, the nobles, the clergy, and the commons. They were the ones who were in power in that medieval time. But this leader, as at that time, had to include the media because of what the media did at that particular time. Now, Bob described the press sitting in the gallery in the parliament as the most powerful of all estates when compared with other three estates in the British realm. Today, the press are still called the fourth estate of the realm. The other estates being the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary. Let's go on. The Nigerian press, no doubt, have contributed immensely in making the nation what it is today, from the pre-independence era through to the independence era, through the time of weathering the storm of military dictatorship to present democracy she's experiencing today. The news media have shaped culture, influenced politics, played important role in business, and also that affect the daily lives of millions of Nigerians, including people's attitude, conduct, and fundamental moral value. Though the press in Nigeria has been faced with challenges, these challenges have not prevented them from imparting on the nation in very diverse ways. And please, and if you're a press person here, I would like you to put a round of applause for yourself. Please, can we clap for ourselves? It's really not easy. When you go to some newspaper houses and some radio stations, you see the peanut that they pay these persons. And yet, every day, they are dishing out information, even at the very big risk of their own life. Please, can we clap for them, even every member president? Let's clap for them. It's actually not easy. But I know a young man who is working in a radio station and is being paid 50,000 naira a month. And almost every day, he is on that radio station, giving information, and the only is very happy. I don't know how to do it. With that little money, the young man is happy on the road. I wish it was television. Let me see his face. He'll be happy, shouting. And so the day they told me that it was 50,000 naira, because I actually had a program in that radio station, and I went there to and I was asking them, how do you pay these people who anchor this thing between 7 and 8 p.m.? I will not mention the name of it, and they said 50,000 naira. I was wondering, if with what I earn as a university professor, it doesn't take me home. I'm not wondering what 50,000 naira will do for somebody that's of my age and has more children than I have. So these people are really trying, and I pray that God bless all the media in the precious name of Jesus Christ. Now, once the word insecurity is mentioned with reference to Nigeria, the first words that come to mind are Boko Haram, kidnapping, Niger Delta crisis, and ethno-religious crisis. These words constitute a brand used in identifying the nature of insecurity peculiar to Nigeria among other African nations. Now, before the manifestation of Boko Haram terrorist activities in Nigeria, Nigeria had been witnessing series of kidnapping, mostly of foreign expatriates, by militants. After some time, they began to kidnap fellow Nigerians. After some time, Boko Haram came on board and then changed the pattern. And the philosophy was that they hated Western education and that we need to instill Islamic Sharia law in the north. And then they took it to another dimension of bombing parks, bombing religious houses, and all of those. And then, let's go on. Now, the militants were said to be agitating, that's for Niger Delta, against what they saw as injustice to the region. They were initially operating in the creeks until they came out and then began to kidnap both foreigners and non-foreigners. Let's go on, sir. We all know the story. Now, these were in addition to the growing level of ethno-religious violence in Jos Plateau that is still on till today, and some other parts of the north central region, with reprisal attacks in some parts of the south. At a point when the Boko Haram came on board, they had an aversion to Western education and persistence on instituting Sharia law in the northern parts of the country. Because of this, we have lost thousands upon thousands of people to this madness called terrorism and militancy. Can we go on? Now, what are the root causes of violence in Nigeria? Researchers and scholars have said that it is as a result of multidimensional and multicultural personality of Nigeria. Some say it's as a result of corruption. Others look at it as a result of poor governance, unemployment, mismanagement of diversity, and conflict issues in the country. I think all of the points raised by scholars are correct. Unemployment is there, causing its own part, contributing its own to the problem, terrorism problem we have, and banditry problem we have. Poor governance is there, mismanagement of diversity, nobody trusts anybody. In those days, the first Nigerian Vice Chancellor of the University of Ibadan is an Igbo man. I hope all of us are aware. He's an Igbo man, or was an Igbo man. Today, if you are not from Oyo State, you cannot be you can't be visitor of the University of Ibadan. If you are not from Delta State, you can't be visitor of Delta State University of Africa. As a matter of fact, if you are not from Delta Center or Delta South before Professor David came by, you can't even be visitor of Delta State University of Africa. So you must be from that area where the university is situated. Now, if you are not a Benin, not a West State man, you can't be visitor of the University of Benin now. Where are we going to with all of this in this country? So these are the issues. That's why when you come to an interview panel, no matter how well you do, your appointment is no longer a correlation of your performance. And I was a victim of that circumstance in 2021 when I went for rectorship contest in August Polytechnic and I had the first position at the age of 38. But at the end of the day, I was told that due to ethnic balancing and political exigency, that the number 2 will be given. The number 1 should not be given. So these are some of the problems we have in the country. Let's go on. Now, so let's look at these pertinent questions as we proceed. The first question I try to pose there is this: why do people of different ethnic background kill each other? Why is it that the Igbo man may not love the Hausa man very well, and the Hausa man doesn't like the Yoruba man, and maybe the Yoruba man doesn't like the Igbo man? Why do we kill each other as citizens of one country? Question number 2 I want to ask us: why do adherents of different religions feel threatened by each other? Why is it that the Christian is not comfortable with the Muslim, and the Muslim is not always very comfortable with the Christian? Why? The third question: why do supporters of different political parties take up arms against each other? I don't know if you have noticed that in this country. I am the only one noticing it. Why do farmers fight pastoralists when all of them are agriculturalists? Those who are farming against those who are rearing cattle, and those who are rearing cattle against those who are farming. At what point do social relations start to break down between people of different ethnic groups, especially in the north? Why are government and institutions failing to monitor and contain these conflicts? And finally, who do we blame for all of this? Could it be specific individuals? We blame institutions. I have no answer to these questions, but can ruminate on them as media people and answer them. Let's go on. Now, more questions. I ask more questions than answers because I do not have answers to them. However, these questions summarize the picture of the gravity of insecurity in Nigeria, which is now diverting attention and resources that we're supposed to use for other meaningful aspects of our development. Next slide. Now, let us look at the role of the media now specifically. And to understand it, we need to look at use theoretical explanation. And among all the theories of the mass media, I decided to rely on one, that is the theory of agenda setting, which basically states that the media, through frequent coverage of issues, determine what dominant discussion would be. Let's go on. Now, the theory says that the media may not tell us what to think, but they divert our minds to what to think about. Now, by frequently reporting certain issues, the media move those issues from press agenda to public agenda, which is where we are going to zero in on. Through frequent, meaningful, and responsible coverage of acts that bring insecurity in Nigeria, the media can sensitize the public against such. Frequent discussions on issues of insecurity will not just attract attention to the need to address such problem, but also raise consciousness on the need to combat insecurity. Let me give an example. When Yahoo began in the late 80s to early 90s, if attention had been given to it in such a way that people became demotivated, maybe it wouldn't have gotten to the scale where it is today. But then we celebrated those who made the money through 419, and then they were given different titles in different places, and the media said little or nothing as at that time until it became a monster. And so what we are saying is that we must be able to zero in on these issues that are bothering us as a nation and give it the attention it deserves, so that it moves away from media agenda to a public agenda. Now let's go on. Mass media impact on the society and determine dominant perception, values, and attitude. However, how then can this all-powerful position of the mass media in the society be utilized in mobilizing against insecurity, especially in Nigeria? We have the surveillance and coordination functions of the media should be at the core of mobilization against the act of insecurity. When we talk about surveillance role, we are saying that the media should provide information to the society which is used in opinion molding and attitude adoption. Let's go on, sir. According to Asaba 2001, they write that the most critical role of the media should be in helping to prevent or at least attenuate the severity of conflicts. Publicity is critical in exposing and taking voices. For instance, at the level I've attained in life, there are certain things I cannot do again. Because if I go on to do them, and I know with the kind of media we have now, especially the social media, the next thing you hear is that a university does something, and it will go all over the place. And so you see that because of media consciousness, some of us have become more responsible than would have been hitherto. I hope you are getting the understanding. You are so careful. You are watching your movement, you are watching your action, you are minding what you do, because you have attained a particular level where you can be quoted. And then it could be said that a university don't have done this thing. And when it is said, you have brought a disgrace to your university, to your profession, to your family, and to every organization you belong to. This is also the kind of consciousness we must sell to every member of the public, by making sure that vices are discussed every now and then, and persons begin to get wary of doing them. Let's go on. Now, several programs for creating awareness on crime with a view to discouraging out of insecurity exist in the media and must be given serious attention. These are among the efforts being made by the media towards the utilization of publicity in against acts that bring insecurity. That acts of insecurity have continued does not mean that these efforts are meaningless. Raising awareness is essential in making the society uncomfortable for such acts to thrive. When you raise attention and raise publicity, you will discover that you will help to discourage a very large percentage of those who have intention of engaging in these acts of criminality. Let's go on. Now, the need for emphasis on conflict and terrorism reporting in the interest of the public is essential. The media have been accused of contributing in worsening the state of insecurity and conflict in Nigeria due to reportage primarily aimed at maximizing profit and increasing audience base. While the media is doing very well in terms of raising awareness, we have cases where the media can also be accused of not doing right. I give an example. This issue that is happening between Israel and Palestine. How many of us are following up the news? If you are following up, you will discover that when you go to Al Jazeera, the emotion you will generate is different from when you watch it on CNN. Is that not so? When you go to CNN positions in such a way that Israel is under attack from Palestine. Then when you go to Al Jazeera position in such a way that there is a genocide taking place in Palestine, orchestrated by Israel and supported by the United States. I hope I'm correct. And so we discovered that that's why, personally, because I have a personal opinion about the whole thing, I decided to stop watching Al Jazeera. Because you cannot tell me that somebody came to your house to hit you, and then you are trying to recover person who were collected from you. But that's from you. I'm not saying that to be your own opinion. But I'm trying to tell you the power of the media. That if the media can turn people into thinking in one direction, in this kind of international issue, you can imagine if we too can do the same. Okay, so that's why I said that the media is very powerful. They can sway your mind. They can make you think in a direction you don't want to think. That's why when there is a shootout in America and somebody dies, the way Al Jazeera will report it in such a way that it will make it look like the security architecture in the United States has failed. But the CNN will report such a matter that it will look at it is just one minor issue that will be addressed and it will not happen again. So the media is a very powerful organ. After an analysis of media coverage of diversity and conflict issues, various scholars, Paper 2011 listed out common practices adopted by the media which tend to contribute negatively to crisis situation, and they are as follows. There is no time and you are wasting the time. Now, number one, selective reporting of prejudicial stereotypes about groups, like I just mentioned, about Al Jazeera and CNN, reporting intergroup conflict out of their fundamental sociological, economical, political, and other contexts. Now, total blackout on some groups while you are reporting, okay, and then publishing inflammatory statement against some people or groups. It's just like, let's look at what happened in Oklahoma recently. And I saw the way some people were reporting it. I discovered that there were two divides. Some persons were reporting to project the Nigerian military, which is very, very good. Then they will not even say anything about the community at all. While some persons would write, they will not say anything about the military at all. And I keep wondering, where did we get this training from as people in the media? You don't write in such manner. You should be able to tell us the contribution of the military to that problem, the contribution of the community to that problem, how the military tried to avoid that problem, how the community tried to avoid the problem, the way forward. Are we getting the understanding? Rather than taking a stand that is not absolutely very correct. So these are the issues, and that's why sometimes, if you watch during 2015 election, the media almost put us into a crisis. If not that Goodluck Jonathan is a man after God's own heart, and he decided to call Buhari on time to say, I have given up, you have won. The way the media was hyping that thing, if the man had remained on that post after that election, and not that election, two of us, maybe Ghana would not have been able to contain us. Because as at that time, people have taken positions that were very unhealthy. And so these are some of the issues that we must look at as we practice media, especially in terms of countering terrorism and banditry. Now we have use of inflammatory, misleading, and sensational headlines. Some headlines are not correct. They will say, Ojukwu blast Obasanjo. You will now read the paper all through. There is no way Ojukwu is blasting Obasanjo. Ojukwu only said that the Biafran war would not have occurred if maybe something of that nature, if Gowan has honored what they said, finish it, and then maybe Obasanjo was there when the thing was said. The media people will just carry Ojukwu blast Obasanjo. You will not be wondering. And sometimes somebody wrote, Buhari is dead. I went to read it was a dog called Buhari, okay, in Katsina. They say Buhari of Katsina dead. I mean, please, make una change. If not for anything, because of God. Are you getting the understanding? Because we are already under tension. There are issues, and you are busy reporting what will make us further crackdown. Okay, please, I beg of us, let the title be as it should be. Okay? Now, attributing statements by individuals or groups making the right statements are not okay. These are activities which the media need to desist from to make meaningful impact in combating insecurity in the area. Otherwise, they will come to be seen as fueling insecurity. Like the media men from the east, okay? When anything happens in the east, they try to tell us that those are their brothers, and so what they are doing is not too bad. And when it happens in the north, they try to also tell us that these people who are perpetrating this thing are their brothers. All of those things need to stop so that we will see further as a country. The mass media need to allot specific airtime and space to report on terrorism, kidnapping, and other forms of crime capable of bringing insecurity in the country. Let's go on. I'm always wondering, don't give me 5 minutes. Now, this is a way of emphasizing the negative impact of such acts on the society. Allotment of specific airtime and space to reporting terrorism. For instance, if you look at channels, look at AIT, look at Arise, the question is, how much time do they actually give to reporting all of these things? They only many a time, without accusing them, they are not interested in paid adverts. Are you getting the understanding? Paid adverts. And so, the best one that will help the society, nobody is interested. You can watch channel from now to tomorrow, and they will not bring out at least 1 hour where issues of insecurity will be critically discussed and make it a daily event. And so we need to begin to look into all of this. You pick the newspaper, you hardly see where issues of insecurity and what to do are well discussed. This will provide the needed reinforcement of the negative impact of such crimes on the society. Getting all these things out in the open, describe them, ridicule them in the press, and sooner or later, public opinion will sweep them away. Next slide. Now, again, is citizens journalism. Citizen journalism is that every one of us is also seen as a media personnel. Let me tell you something. If you look at when those 4 boys were killed in University of Port Harcourt at Aru, it was not the mainstream media that announced it. The boys who were privileged to witness that event, they videoed it, covered it, uploaded it, and the Nigerian police force took action immediately, and the perpetrators were brought to book. Please, when there is a crime around your environment, try to be the press man in that environment. I hope you are getting the understanding. Every one of us has a duty of care, okay, for ourselves and for our neighbor. When they are robbing your neighbor's compound and they have not come to your house, call the police for your neighbor. The Bible says, love your neighbor as you do what? As you love yourself. That's why I like drivers. When they are traveling and there is problem on the way, the other driver will tell others not to continue, that there are issues. But we don't do that when it comes to media. So you must try as much as possible. Outside of personal interest, let us look at the interest of all. Because when it is good for all, it will be good for all. The world is like an ecosystem. If we continue to take from this ecosystem without rebuilding the ecosystem, a day will come, the ecosystem will fight against us, and that will be the end of humanity. So let us see ourselves as a people enjoying and deriving pleasure from one ecosystem that must be protected. By so doing, we discover that every citizen will now function in his or her own capacity to ensure that information, especially on terrorism, on banditry, spreads as much as possible. But the question is, let me ask you, if your brother is a kidnapper, would you write anything about it? Hello? If your brother is a kidnapper, will you write anything about it? It will be difficult. Again, I ask another question. If you report to the police of an issue in your area, and the police come the next day to arrest you first, because the person you reported against is a big man, will you report the next time? Nobody is armed because there's a police officer there. So these are the issues. That means we also need to go back to the fundamentals of our nationhood, wherein when you report information that are sensitive, your life will also be protected. Are we getting the understanding? Because these are the reasons why some persons do not volunteer to give information. Let's go on, sir. I'm rounding up. Now, we've talked about this citizens of journalism. We can now move on. I've explained all of this one. Move on. Now, conclusion. Mass media use in combating rising insecurity in Nigeria is not without challenges. We understand the challenges. Among the impediments to mass media reportage of acts that breed insecurity, especially terrorism, are lack of research and investigation. That's another problem we have. Let me also ask us this question, since I'm already in the conclusion stage. Why is it that sometimes you people in the media, once you just get information, you don't spend energy to research and find out the truth? Something happened in one school, okay? They said they were investigating the rector of one school. Now, the media, another person took the news and wrote the same story, removed the name of the rector that was being investigated and put another person there. And they started calling the man from his village. Are you getting the understanding? Why is it that we don't do research? That's one aspect that I want media houses to have, directorate of research. When there is information, that's the difference between Nigerian media and the foreign media. They spend money on research. If you hear that something happened to my home, that I had an issue with my wife, don't just take side. Come and investigate, like the one that is happening now between Leo and his family. Everybody is writing. Nobody even knows what really happened, whether the wife is at fault or the man is at fault. Nobody has told us they interviewed the two of them. Are you getting the understanding? Yet everybody is writing every day. Everybody is writing every day. No one person has said, I interviewed the man and I interviewed the woman, and after the interview, I did a media analysis, and this is what I came up with. So please, let's try as much as possible to analyze the information we get so that we don't misinform the public. People's reluctance to supply information on terrorists these terrorists we are seeing, they live all around us. They are our brothers, they are our sisters, but nobody wants to report on them. Fear of being attacked by terrorists when you report on them, self-censorship for fear of victimization, lack of insurance policy for the journalists. If you tell them to go on risky job, when they die, who will take care of their families and all of that? Poor remuneration. I said, somebody earning 50,000 naira and you want him to go extra mile to do investigative journalism. The person may not bother himself about that, but you want it to be like Al Jazeera people. Israel will be shooting and you see Al Jazeera person trying to cover the news. I don't think there's anybody in Nigeria that's willing to do that kind of thing, 50,000 naira, 100,000 naira salary. So we need to look at the remuneration, especially the private media outfit, because they hardly pay well to persons who work for them. Security threats and lack of access to the scene of terrorist acts. Now the media and the general public must rise to the challenge of combating rising insecurity in the nation by embarking on communication-based approaches that would effectively stigmatize such acts in the society. Acts of terrorism, acts of stealing, acts of yahooism, they must be well stigmatized. If you stigmatize it, this thing will reduce. For instance, every evening now, you go to the shopping area, you see very beautiful girls lining up there, and we are laughing. Nobody is reporting about it. Everybody is interested in the information that will give him or her money. You want to report on the activities of government. You want to follow the commissioner for information up and down. You want to report on police activity. But the one that is in front of you there, nobody reporting about. So I want to challenge us. Report all of these things, shame the perpetrators. They may stop, because if they don't stop tomorrow, your sister may be the victim of the circumstance. So we must begin to report on all of these things to make sure that there is public awareness and the perpetrators are shamed, and by so doing, they on their own leave such acts. Let's go on, sir. Now, why the journalists and other media workers are urged to engage in responsible journalism committed toward discouraging the acts of insecurity in the nation, the public should step up on the use of citizens or civic journalism through the mass media as a way of complementing media workers' role in exposing and combating insecurity in the nation. Okay? Now, as observed by those authors there, responsible media practice in times of conflict suggests that the media do not carry inaccuracies, distortions, conflict, confusion, and error facts in their reports. Furthermore, the welfare of journalists should be given serious attention, especially the provision of insurance package, which would encourage them to engage in daredevil conflict reporting in the interest of the public. The last slide, please. Now, regular workshop on conflict reporting, journalism ethics, mass media in the multicultural society, reporting terrorism, professionalism in journalism, among other topics, are essential to continually keep media and workers abreast with trends in mass media use in combating insecurity in Nigeria. I want to ask, when last did any of us here attend a workshop that was targeted at training us on this very aspect of journalism, and also that was paid for? I don't know if there's anybody here that can raise your hand. In the last 1 year, your organization has sponsored you, and then they trained you. Maybe they took you to UK, they took you to Al Jazeera, and they said you spent 1 month with them, they paid for everything. Is there anybody here? He said the last 20 years. So one of the challenges we have is lack of retaining. So for those who own media houses here, it's not all about making money and smiling to the bank. Retain your workers so that they will in turn do better for your organization, and the organization will begin to take international dimension. Okay, let's go on the last slide. The very last slide. Okay, so at this point in time, I was rushed, so I had to move fast, but I'm sure that I didn't waste much time also to cover 30 slides. I want to thank all of you for listening. God bless you, and let us do well to protect our country.
Thank you very much. Please, you can do better than that. Can we appreciate our guest speaker, the man of the people? Please put your hands together for Professor, Engineer Professor Hilary Owama. Thank you so much, sir. You actually spoke so much to the conversation, and to me, he's an interviewer's delight, a listener's delight. You can't be under his lecture and don't have a takeaway. Thank you so much, Prof, for speaking to the conversation. And having said this, ladies and gentlemen, we did promise you that we are going to be running with speed of time. And so we want to passionately appeal to our speakers who will be coming after now. Ordinarily, Professor Hilary would have spoken to the topic, then our other speakers, by way of a repertoire, would have just contributed. But because we had already changed the the structure, we have to allow each of them have their time. And so we are appealing passionately that every speaker that will come after now will just do 5 minutes. You just give us a summary of your topic so that we can go straight into the awards. And so while the presentation was on, the #1 chairman of the Trade Union Congress stepped into the arena. National Vice President, South-South Association of Senior Civil Servants, please can we celebrate Comrade Martin Polo. Please put your hands together for our leader. Please, sir, you have to come up stage. You have to come up stage, sir. We have created the space for you. Thank you so much. And also, the representative of the Commissioner of Police also stepped in. He's also one of our speakers. He has 5 minutes to contribute to his topic. Can we please put our hands together for SP Bright Edafe, PPRO. Thank you so much. I'd like to also say that Rotarian Dr. Prince Desiri, SH's Excellency on special duties, I'd like to welcome you properly. That is your proper nomenclature. Thank you so much for coming. And of course, one of our own speakers, coming Dr. Tiger Prince Kende, National President CDHR, would like to welcome you. And so for our next presentation for another 5 minutes, I'd like to make welcome Mr. Mukulu Emmanuel. He's going to be speaking to the topic, application of ICT in crime fighting. He has 5 minutes to speak to this conversation. Please can we put our hands together for Mr. Mukulu.
Good afternoon, everybody. Standing on already existing protocols, let's go to the next slide, please, because we have too much time. Now, very, very briefly, I will just be talking about key points. I prepared the slides, so I will just be talking about what I want to talk about. Crime is a choice. According to Sigmund Freud, we talked about the id, ego, and superego. The id, like we will always say, is primitive. It's very, very stupid if I must use the word. It will tell you to go and steal. Then the super ego will tell you, who, why you, of all people steal? What if you are caught? Then the ego is between the id and the super ego. Now, I said there that crime is a choice. Please give me that. When you take a very good look at how people commit crime, you will discover that you are at liberty whether to steal or not. It is your choice. So when people steal and they begin to come up with devil said, devil did not say, devil is tempting every one of us every day. Even in the present day Nigeria, I think devil has increased in size. So there is no point saying devil pushed you to go and commit crime. Now, some of the heinous crimes mocking Nigeria today, when I mean mocking, they are looking at Nigeria in the face, they slap Nigeria every day, they deal with us every day, and we are still struggling with them. Insurgency, robbery, thuggery, cyber crimes, ethnic militancy, kidnapping, drug trafficking, human trafficking. Now, of all these crimes, please go back, of all these crimes, if you look at this particular one, drug, the use of drug, it is drug that enhances each and every one of them. Because I see no reason why a man in his clear eyes will leave his house by 1 a.m. to go and rob another man's house. You don't even know what he has inside his house, and you want to go and attempt him. So it's very, very risky. They are doing those things under the influence of drugs. Please, the next slide. Now, for the presentation, we shall be looking critically into cyber crime. That's my own area. I'll be looking at cyber crime and how we are going to see what we can do. Now, whatever our people will say, now where person they go, they come back, now if they go, they lost. Whatever has brought us development has also brought us challenges. ICT has helped us a lot in making sure that things are working. And that same ICT is trying to, in fact, has dented our image internationally. Please, the next slide. Now, what are the types of cybercrime? We have phishing. What do we call phishing? Most times you receive, links. When you click on those links and you are not sure of it, the next thing is that you are telling the world to come and see what I have inside me. You don't just click on links you don't trust. Don't click on them. They will be looking blue. All the time you see them blue, please don't click on them. Then we have malware, like ransomware, viruses. Those who design antivirus are the same people that design virus. The people who design antivirus, they are the same people that, because if there is no antivirus, there will be no need for you to buy. If there is no virus, there will be no need for you to buy antivirus. So when they design this virus, they will push them into the airspace. You will download them. You will download some files, and these files will now corrupt your system. The next thing they are telling you, it is able to corrupt your system because you did not have antivirus. So the next thing, you begin to look for antivirus to buy. That way, those who create problems are the ones creating the solution. It's also a marketing strategy. Identity theft. Like in the last 1 year, over 100 million Americans' identity were stolen. People steal your identity, they use your email, like that's the origin of Yahoo, whereby I will be a male, I will now use a female face and be talking to Prof. Prof will now say, fine girl, how are you? Not knowing that it's the face of a male that is behind that. That way, Prof will now start transacting business with me as a female. You know, that way I'm already duping you. That's identity theft. Please, let's go. Also stealing of credit card, then online fraud, which is Yahoo, cyber terrorism, whereby you become a problem to somebody online. Many people do it. I post something on Facebook, the next thing you are insulting me. They are not aware that it's an offense. They don't know that it's an offense. Please move to the next slide. Now, critical impacts of cybercrime in Nigeria, financial losses, those things we know. Reputation damage. Nigeria now has an issue whereby I was talking with an Indian. I studied library and information science from Delta State University. I was talking to an Indian. The moment I told him that I was from Nigeria, the man stopped talking to me for like 2 days. I don't know how many days it took him there to finally decide to talk to me again. Because I know it took me 48 hours to convince him, do video calls and the rest of them. Now, national security. There are so many security facilities. Very, very classified information are there. No matter how close you are to the police, if you are not a police officer, you can never have access to those things. But when people hack into those things, you see that security is compromised. Like you had issue of banks in this year, I won't want to call the name of the bank, whereby customers did withdrawals without it reflecting in their balance. Then some people did not do withdrawals. They saw debit alert. Now, their database has been infiltrated by an outsider. The person saw the vulnerability of their website or their portal, and the person decided to break in. And the moment that person broke into that place, the person did a lot of fraudulent acts. And these things are not actually safe for the nation. Now, personal security. For those of you who you stay in your house, you stand in front of your door, and you will you take a picture. Do you know that you are telling every criminal the side of your door? You stand in front of your door, you will now snap picture. If the criminal is looking at your handle, the moment the criminal sees your handle, he knows the kind of door that you have. The next thing they are tracing you. You are going on holiday, you are telling everybody, me and my family up to South Africa. They know now that nobody is in the house again. That means to attack your home will be very easy. Now, Oga is traveling, Madam is saying bye-bye, bye-bye. The family will miss you. The criminal knows now that Oga has left the home. It is now left with Madam. So whatever you are creating is what they are using to attack you. Please, the next slide. Now, how do we mitigate cybercrime? One of them is cyber security awareness / cyber hygiene. What do we mean by cyber hygiene? It is what everybody should know. Do not store what you are, because there are things we plug into. I just walk in here now. As soon as I pick Oga's phone, I pick his phone in a matter of seconds. I'm already walking inside his phone. I'm traveling inside his phone. I don't need to take your laptop home. All I need to do is just look at it. Plug in something, or that does not even know what I have plugged. He will not even see it. It's a chip. The next thing, I'm walking inside his phone, and it's a problem. Now, cybersecurity infrastructures. In this era where we are now, I am no longer supporting manual policing, it becomes too difficult and it's a threat to life. Policing has to be proactive. How? When you plant some cameras, there are some gadgets you begin to use. You see these things before they happen. You see how big is Asaba? How big is Asaba that we cannot have Asaba at our fingertips? That before you will bear me witness that in the last 5 to 6 weeks, Asaba and Okpanam, they have been under very serious security threats. Like I had to be involved sometimes, woke up in the midnight and start making calls, and it is well. Now, cybercrime laws should not just be made, but laws should be implemented. Laws should be enforced. You know, everybody has laws, every government has policies. Like we will always say, who go put them to work? Who will bear the cat? Who will implement it? Because my father will say that Abino that saw where his fellow Abino was killed, we know how his own death will look like. Cyber security training, you cannot do away with the place of training. You cannot, no man can perform better than the extent to which he has been trained. Training is very, very important. Like we are here now, Prof has been asking, how many of you has gone for training? Sebastian said 20 years ago. It is also well. God will help us. So international cooperation, how do we do this now? There's what we call INT'L. Nigeria must begin to relate between Nigeria and other countries to make sure that you know, the money that is leaving Nigeria through cybercrime, that is coming into Nigeria through cybercrime, I think it is coming from some countries. People are there. If these people are aware that there is a very strong relationship between Nigeria and some of those countries, some of these things will not happen. Incident response, there should be quick and fast response to when these incidences are reported. Cyber security governance, public-private partnership. Now, like we know, the police and maybe other security agencies, there are limitations. I think I had an issue of recent, and I visited a particular state headquarters, and I told them to do something for me, and the person told me, this thing that you are requesting for can only be done from Abuja. I say, Abuja? He said, yes, that is not as if the resources are not there, but it is a policy. And who am I? Let's go. Now, tidbits. ICT has revolutionized the way we live, we work, and communicate, but it has also created new opportunities for criminals to commit crime. Just the same way you want it to be made easy, that is the same way the criminal is looking at it to also be made easy for him. Now, recommendations. You must match technology to the crime. You must match technology. Please give me time here. You must match technology to the crime. The first step to shutting down any criminal cartel market with a technology-driven approach is to understand the problem. You must first of all understand. The challenge with Nigeria is that we want to use Oyibo solution to solve Nigerian problem. It will not work. It has never worked because what's it called? There are issues that when laws are made at the international, like UN, they will ask you to go and domesticate it. They will ask you to go and domesticate it. But in Nigeria, yeah, the moment they give it to them there, we bring it here, fragment, the same way. And at the end of the day, it does not. Until we begin to teach things that concern Nigeria, in Nigeria, that's the only way we can move forward. Now, go, please. Move to the next one. What is this in English? Unwavering attention to the problem. The moment you have discovered the problem, please focus on the problem. See how it can be solved. Now, acquisition of modern ICT-enabled security gadgets like CCTV cameras, biometric scanners. What are biometric scanners? Fingerprint scanners, face scanners, like my phone now. You will hold it 20 years, you can't use it because the things it will request for before you can make a call now. I don't know how you will go about it. Your fingerprint will be there, your face will be there. If the way I am now, the way I'm talking, if I try to open it, it will not work because my body temperature is not the same thing as at the time I prepared for it. So I have to maintain that particular body temperature for my phone to be able to open. That's the phone there. Just Nokia 3310. Let's go. Go back, please. Okay, now move to the next one. Now, consistency of enforcement. Once a crime is spotted on camera or an alert is received, response and enforcement should be immediate. Let me tell you, those of you who are very strong journalists here, you know that for anything to be information, it must have news value. And what is news? News is timely. What is news today now cannot be news tomorrow. You are now coming to tell us, by tomorrow evening, today na democracy day, you are reporting it. Who is going to listen to you? That means you are outdated. Now, the most important aspect of technology-driven approach to crime mitigation is being consistent with the response and enforcement. This is the only way to establish the belief in consequences. Additionally, individuals taken into custody should be educated that the response was due to. Now, the reason why we plant cameras that everybody can see is for the purpose of deterrence. If you plant a camera and someone calls the camera dey here, someone once taught us, one of the former Inspector General of Police, he said that 3 things propel crime. One is visibility. That's why my father will say always lock your door, make them break and before they enter. 2 is ability. Then the next one is accessibility. The person will say, I have seen it. Can I try it? Okay, I can try it. Those are the 3 things. But if you lock your door, not that they will not come in, but at least they will have some resistance before they can come in. So that's why people are advised in church, hold your phone, put your phone in your pocket. But some people want to show us that they use iPhone 68. Move to the next one. Now, follow through. Assuming security agencies have followed the 3 steps above and remain consistent and vigilant, it will start to see a dramatic slowdown of crime at the location. Word will spread that the location is being heavily monitored. How many of you know that bank robbery has reduced drastically? You are aware. You know, before now, banks were not interested in their security. They were just interested in deposit withdrawal. But now they are paying so much attention. I think in the last 2-3 years, all the bank robberies that were attempted, they were caught. One of the heavy ones at Ife, they were caught after some time. So let's clap for the police, please. So they still get their own team. Now, interagency collaboration, this is where I have always written about, I have always said it. Nobody knows it all. All the security agencies are working for one Alhaji, which is the federal government of Nigeria, and me and you. If the same Alhaji now get the cattle away with the drive, why are you checking the color of my cattle? All of you are working together. If Nigerian immigration gets information, don't say, this one are for Nigerian immigration. You put it on the table. The police is there, the DSS is there, the custom, everybody looks at it. What is not relevant to you might be relevant to the custom. Don't overlook or you hoard information. There must be interagency collaboration. That way, what you are not seeing, why do we go for family meeting? It's not as if we don't have our various Chinua Achebe. He said we gather under the moonlight. It's not because the moon does not shine in individual houses, but because let brothers and brothers commune together. That's the essence of all these things. Let's go, please. Implementation plan, conduct a comprehensive security audit to identify vulnerabilities and weakness in our environment using modern ICT equipment. Develop, if the only time I've seen it is when governor wanted to visit one of my facilities, they now came and they used this thing. Even me will be saying, I'm going to receive governor, they won't push me to far side. Develop a feasible national security strategy. I was reading about this national security, very fine, very, very good, written by one Hausa Brigadier General. But we are there, it is what it is. Establish a security incident response plan to quickly respond to attacks and minimize the impact of data. And if my brother come with bright that if they don't tire, call every minute, they go call him. Where are you? Where is responding? We thank God. Provide adequate security training to law enforcement agencies and other stakeholders to enhance their skills in investigate. They are doing well. Establish public-private partnership. You cannot do away with in the place of the private security companies. They also have a role to play. If everybody here will agree with me that the Nigerian police is understaffed, like understaffed, when you use the, I don't know the next word to use, understaffed, like, so they are overstretched, that at a time you have to even look at it. You are not even saying they are not competent, you are only saying that the capacity is no longer there. I don't know the difference between that English anyway. So, conclusion, the role of ICT in fighting crimes in Nigeria is a growing concern that requires immediate attention and action. By understanding the types of crime, the impact and the measures that can be taken to mitigate these threats, we can reduce the prevalence of crime in Nigeria and ensure a safer and more secure landscape. This presentation will be incomplete if it is not stated unequivocally that ICT is just a support system. ICT is a support system. It does not stand on its own. It is there to make already existing modules work better. At the end, look at it. We have caught the criminal if we work with all these things I have stated. Thank you very much and God bless you.
Thank you very much. Please, a better round of applause to ICT professional right here. Yes, we're rounding off gradually. It is very, very interesting to also note that there is need for synergy among the various arms of policing and paramilitary and all that. Yes, when he was making reference to the immigration the other time, Monday was just tapping me that, did I see the video that custom and immigration on a fiscal face-off some few days ago? And I said, yes, it happens when there is misunderstanding or the sharing formula has a problem. It can happen anywhere. We want to appreciate you very specially, the application of ICT in crime fighting. Mr. Mukolo Emmanuel, I'm so used to pressing, and you try to work with the time. We appreciate. Time is of the essence. Time is of the essence. We want to very, very sincerely recognize the presence of one of our very great icons here, High Chief Chike. High Chief Chike is the representative of His Excellency Chief Val Ozugbo. Please, a round of applause. He's waving at us already. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Thank you very much. Now, the award department, please, by now we believe that the plaques should be arranged so that if we are going to skip some of these programs and attend to one or two issues, we shall do that very, very speedily. And having said that, small opportunity to give you now. Like we were saying, so we proceed. Next, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, on a more serious note, when our last speaker was speaking, he was appreciating the police work, especially what we witnessed in Osun State and other places, and you put a round of applause for them. Here in Delta State, most of our police personnel, they have not had a good night's rest for the past 2 weeks. I think they deserve a round of applause here in Delta State. Some of us who are into crime reporting and all that, we work with them, we synergize, and we just wonder how they do the magic. We just wonder how they do the magic. God bless you. The Delta State Police Force, God bless you. Next, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to talk with us for the next 5 minutes, as they are preparing the awards at the back, is none other person but one of our human rights activists and a known fighter for freedom, a fighter against oppression, a fighter against inequality, to take us on human rights and crime fighting, what you need to know. Please, let's make welcome Comrade Dr. Prince Kennedy Tega. Please, a round of applause. He's got 5 minutes. Good afternoon, everyone. Permit me to stand on the existing protocols. I know my humble self, Comrade Dr. Kennedy Prince Tega, National President, Committee for Defense of Human Rights. Because of our time, I'm talking about human rights and the crime fighters. And if you look at the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended 1999, in section 33 down to section 46, all the fundamental human rights are there. The crime fighter we are talking about are the institution, the agency that to fight against crime and at the same time protect the fundamental right. And what is the crime are they fighting for? Any behavior that is not pleasurable and is not acceptable by the society and is not recognized by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. and take from you, even the government. But I really enjoy our fundamental human rights today in Nigeria. And let me tell you one of my understanding. Why we are not enjoying the fundamental human rights that is enshrined in our constitution today by Nigeria, we are practicing democracy, which is government of the people, by the people, and for the people. But I will tell you, which the democracy ought to have been protecting the fundamental human rights of Nigerians, but they are violating the fundamental human rights of Nigeria by the crime fighters, influence, corruption, nepotism, favoritism, disobedience to court order. And let me tell you this. Because we have moved from democracy to cabacracy, and I want to tell you the meaning of cabacracy by myself, which I have generated. Cabacracy is the government of the cabal, by the cabal, and for the cabal. So if you are not for the cabal, your rights are not protected. But when you are from the cabal, your rights, everything that is supposed to enjoy as far as Nigeria is concerned, you will enjoy it. So democracies our leaders have moved us from democracy to cabacracy, where our fundamental human rights are no longer enjoyed. When the proletariats gathered, they see it as a threat, unlawful gathering. But when the cabal gather, it's a constitutional gathering. And we say we are Nigerians, and these are rights that are in the constitution. Are we really enjoying the right that we're supposed to enjoy if we are from the proletariats? Nigeria poor people, we are no longer enjoying our right. Now, let me just join to education. Private primary schools were supposed to be properly taken care of by the government. Is ensuring in the constitution. Is that been done? You know, areas of our administration that is supposed to enjoy all the 12 rights that are enshrined in the constitution of the federal government of Nigeria are no longer there. Nigeria police are working very well. But I will still tell you that the same politicians are using the Nigeria police in a different way to oppress the common man. Let me tell you this. If myself and the IG sons, if both of us committed the same crime, I will be punished for it because I'm from the proletariats, while the IG sons at the end of the day will have exposed them. So Nigeria's laws is always being selective. Nigeria law is close to the rich, while it's open to the poor. So we no longer enjoy our fundamental right. And this agency that are established, that was supposed to be the higher protection of fundamental rights of human rights of our people, are not being used by the leadership of our country. We must say no to violation of fundamental rights. Disobedience of court orders. Let me say, we have a lot of judgment that were given against Nigeria police or that agency. How do they enforce it? I have a case that we handle where a judgment was given that the victim was supposed to be paid 15 million naira against the Nigerian police. Who will pay it? Who will not enforce it? And court order judgment have been given. So if you look at it, the fundamental human rights of the common Nigerians are no longer being protected by the crime fighters. I will tell you, if I call the Nigerian police around the district court, I'm very close to that. If I call them on my own, they will respond. But when the common man call them from the division level, they will not tell you the car is not ready, and this is not ready, and this is not ready. When you go to the police station, they go and make complaint to protect your right. If you don't pay money, they will say bring 20,000, bring 30,000 before they will take care of it. And these are people who voluntarily joined the Nigerian police for them to protect the fundamental rights of Nigeria. So I want to end it here because of time. That Nigeria has moved from democracy to cabocracy. The government of the cabal, by the cabal, and for the cabal. Thank you.
Now we give a better round of applause. When I see people like these comrades that stand face to face with people of the Niger, calm down. The whole heartbeat. Relax, relax, relax. Before we arrest you. When they tell that, God will bless you. You don't understand. He said they arrest you and the son of the IG. They can arrest you, but they will speak to the son of the IG separately. They can never arrest the son of the IG. Police arrest the son of the IG. Ask me the call. Don't go there. I would like the next speaker to speak before I will even say anything about the Nigerian police.
because they are very wonderful people that I've worked with. Prof is here. He has some, some direct reference points. I remember when I was doing my postgraduate there in Abraka, between Emu Junction to Abe, if we tell you how many roadblocks are there, we are saying we cannot raise 15 million naira. We can raise it, even at Summit Junction, we can raise it. Don't worry, relax. Please, for the next 5 minutes, it is not for the Nigerian police to defend itself, but to make an input into today's program. And our brother, who has been very, very stressed this period, I thought he would not be able to make it, honestly. He has been very, very stressed this period. And there is none other person but the police PPRO, the spokesperson of the Commissioner of Police and the police force in Delta State, is going to talk to us about crime fighting, the security of information, and informants. Very important. SP Bright Obafo, please a round of applause. If you don't clap, if you arrest you, clap. Yes. SP Bright Obafo.
My dear sir, good afternoon, sir. I want to respectfully recognize I was not here when the protocol was established. I want to recognize every person here present, members of our invited guests, our keynote speakers, security agencies, members of the press. Good afternoon. I want to start by saying it is my duty to defend the police. So it is not possible for the police to be alleged and you say I will come and have an opportunity with the mic and not defend. It is not possible. The thing is this, we all remember the story of the Super Cup, the president of Abba Kyari. He spent over a year in prison. See, there is no big man, let me use that word in quotes, that want to get his or herself in the direction of going against the law. It is not possible. So if you feel that if the IG son commit an offense, you will not be held accountable, you are just deceiving yourself. That is the truth. You don't have to accept it. See, I am responsible for what I say, what I do. You are responsible for your reaction. So I am not going to say believe me or not. If I forget today is not ready to go against the law. That is the truth. So that being said, let me just go straight to the point. Well, I was told to talk on crime fighting, security of information and informant. What is crime fighting? Crime fighting simply means measures taken to reduce crime. I always tell people there are 3 stages of crime fighting: before, during, and after. If you fight crime before, you reduce crime. Even if you fight crime during, you reduce crime. Even if it's after, you reduce crime. What am I trying to say? In terms of proactive policing, we have what we call stop and search. We have what we call reading of black spots, intelligence gathering, and others. These are measures we take to prevent crime. Now, what do we do in cases of when a crime is being committed? We will continue to roll out numbers. We have been giving out numbers, call these numbers. While I was there, I sent the control number to somebody who told me they are not picking. And I told him, you are lying. Because even if they will not pick, let us assume they are human. 4 a.m., 3 a.m., we can say, oh, maybe they slept off. So when he said they were not picking, I said it's a lie. Having these phone numbers is like having a broom. But when you have a broom and you are complaining of cockroach or ants, that person is just being stupid. What am I trying to say? These numbers are there. Use them. Use them. There is nothing like, oh, if I call them, they're not going to answer. The last time I was at Bridge Radio, we called the control room number and they picked. We have complaint response unit number, pick. Security starts with your own personal security. You have to take your own security very seriously. It is not just the job of the or the military alone. If I'm in a house, the first thing I do is to ensure that my gate is locked. My door is locked. In fact, I have iron door, front and back. I have 16 mm on the window. And the police PRO. Even if the police cannot protect them, they believe they will protect their own. But I have these things in place. It is called fortification. Make it difficult for the enemies to get to you. If they are supposed to get to you in 5 minutes, stress them for 1 hour. They will get frustrated. If they don't go back, then rescue might come before they have access into your house. I have a friend who bought, the doors he bought was over 2 million naira. 2 solid doors. Now, the aluminum glass he did came with a pipe that if you hold that pipe, shake and it will break. Now, you have spent over 2 million naira on doors and you left your window porous. Only for them to come, match the door, they couldn't gain access, they came through the window. They say, penny wise, pounds foolish. So it is very, very important for us to take our personal security seriously. It is not just about the police. Police at times, we have our challenges. If we don't want to accept it, we are just deceiving ourselves. I am not sure if we are using NEPA light here. I don't know. It may be generator. That is one. I am not sure that if you go to FMC now, if you are to buy a card of 500 naira, I am not sure if you have not bought it if anybody will answer you. I am not sure that in Nigeria today, even in our educational system, if you want to gain admission and you don't know somebody that knows somebody, you may not get it. Now, you may not. I am always careful with my words. You may not. Now, it is in this same country that we want the Nigerian police in quotes to be like the American police. It's not possible. It's not possible. The EFCC came on courtesy call to the CP yesterday. When that child grows up, he will kill that mother for money return. What am I trying to say? Parenting. Parenting I will attribute it to 70% of the issues we are having today. See, we may say, oh, government, this, government, that. Even the people in government were given birth to by parents. So it all starts from the home. Good values. Let us train our children rightly. Flog them when you need to flog them. Me, I'm never afraid of flogging my kids. I flog them. And if I warn you and say, don't do this, and you do it, I'll flog you. It is not hatred. A Bafebra is a Bafebra today because of the kind of parents, father and mother. Those people, they show me pepper. But I'm always proud. And now they are proud of me. So let us understand that if a child comes back home with a vehicle of 40 million, ask that child questions. If somebody comes to the church and pays a tithe of 3 million naira, tithe, 17-year-old boy, the pastor should reject that money. Yes, it's too good. I know how I go reject. I am not foolish. If you don't reject it, it's foolishness. As far as I'm concerned, it's foolishness. We have to come together and correct it. Drug abuse. Drug abuse now the papa and the mama of crime. Yesterday we paraded some suspects who go house to house to rob citizens, and they said that their targets, in quotes, are Yahoo boys. Why? And I asked them why. They say that they make life hard for us. In that video I laugh, but it sends a very strong message. A particular crime we are ignoring is now giving birth to another crime. Now, in that compound where Yahoo boys are celebrating themselves, there are innocent people who are also there who will also suffer the repercussions of what they have ignored. CP Abana Olufemi said, if somebody is riding on a lion and he refuses to help that person, no, this one they do no good, calm down. You see, when the lion gets angry, he will hit that person that is riding on him. We have farmer elders clashes, it is happening, but like what the Den of Agbo will say, if a Hausa man commits an offense, call that Hausa man a criminal, not saying na Hausa people na in the do. I was at Trend FM and I argued it out with them that crime is everywhere. You don't need to say, oh, now these people do it. But no, crime is everywhere. In fact, what I was taught by in my prep school was that in a room, once you are not the only person there, the minute that you and one other person, there is possibility that crime can happen there. Once it is more than one person, so you can't completely rule it out, but we just continue to do our best. Security of information and informants. This, in fact, this is one thing that really attracted me to this event, because you don't understand the point of giving information. Information is key. The police cannot do anything. I'm saying it, cannot do anything without information. But people will say, oh, if I tell police now, they will say, I'm not them. It's a lie. If you really want to know the truth, I am a civilian, I am with prof. I now told police, say, you get this house, they always come here for this house. So. The Nigerian in me, we want to tell prof, say, na me tell them. You get, na me tell them. Now, prof, who is not a policeman, may not understand the purpose of securing that information, and might just jokingly tell another person. It don't go. When he leaks, when will the person say, leak the secret, they will say it's the police. We have a case of, I know I've exceeded my time, I'll be running up now. We have a case of a man, I think that man is a journalist. He gave information to the police around DBS Road that there was a kidnapper somewhere in Infant Jesus. Himself was not the one campaigning, telling people, I tell police, eventually the information came, they started going after him. He said it was the police that told him. What exonerated us? We don't even know the name of this man. We don't know your name. We don't know where you are staying. So how can we tell them that it was even you who told us? So when you give police information, it is important for you to know that that information should be with you and the police. If you want to be discreet with your identity, no problem. My phone number is open 247. 247 for SMS, not for calls, because I'm human. But if I see SMS, I act on it. You don't have to tell me who you are. You can even say, please keep my identity hidden. You can chat me up on X. You can come on Instagram and say it. Information is very, very good. I'm saying this because if you see videos going on Naira or Bangiva with carrying guns, and you say, I am living in Iseloku, this one in Asaba, it won't concern me. They might just be on their way to Iseloku. So it is very, very important. We have control numbers. I don't want the controllers to feel like I'm always testing them. I would have said we should call them now, and they will pick. If they don't respond to you well, that is why I am there. You reach out to me, but don't keep information to yourself. Just understand that information is key. For the police to help you, you have to help yourself. If you see something, say something. The police is not just your friend. Police is your best friend. You don't have choice. See, you don't have choice. I'm saying it. With all humility, you don't have choice. If you do, just tell me your next best option when armed robbers come to your house. Just tell me, this is my second. No, since we are not your best friend, your best option when armed robbers come to your house. If anybody can answer this question, I will give them the saying that police is your best friend. If you say, somebody said they had so many checkpoints, I don't go there. Let us remove all the checkpoints and replace them. Wait, I will hit the nail in the head. Let the policemen continue to be there and extort us, for instance. That's an option. Oh, they will be there, they will harass us, they will extort us, they will even beat us. We know, okay, let us accept that. Now, what is the next alternative? Let us remove them. Let us remove 10 checkpoints and replace them with just three armed kidnappers. Please, what are you going to choose? Let us be fair and honest. Police being your friend is not about sitting, whining, and dining with you. No. You don't have choice. You don't have choice. You have come to stay. We have come to stay. There's nothing we can do about it than to support us. When you support us, we'll get the best result. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And please, if you know police is your friend, clap for yourselves. Now, fellow clap. Okay, let's take a look. Let's just flash back. Prof spoke with us. The ICT professional spoke with us. Comrade spoke with us. Then the police force. The academic sector, did they go on strike? Did they go on strike, yes or no? They go on strike constantly. Sometimes the ICT people, if you don't get network, true or false. Have you ever heard that police went on strike? Have you ever heard that police? No, just imagine. Just imagine if police decide to go on strike. That's mutiny. My leader, that's mutiny. Don't you think they deserve another round of applause? They are humans. They are humans, for goodness sake, they are humans. But please,
Oga Edafe, SP Edafe, is bail still free? Bail, is it still free? No, don't discuss it. Just, we want to have it because we are almost at the question and answer segment now. Is bail free? Split seconds.
The last conference I went to in Lagos, it was clearly stated that bail, that word bail is free, is just a statement. Ordinarily, bail is not free. I have a reason for saying that. If you go to court, they will give you bail on condition. You must have a plot of land in so place. You must have this. Those are conditions. Normally, what is free is unconditional. So you cannot say bail is free, but the part you are going to, I will answer it. See, I owe Mr. B for being in possession of 5 milligrams of tramadol, for instance, and you need to be charged to court. I'm not telling you, we have 24 hours to keep you, after which we will charge you to court as a policeman and as a Nigerian in quotes. Then you being a smart Nigerian will not say, Oga, please, I don't want to sleep for sale. I beg, make I give you this. I'm not justifying it, but you have given, I have collected. The both of us are guilty. He who gives is as guilty as he who receives. If you know what you are doing and you insist that, Baba, I no get money, if you don't want to charge me to court, charge me to court. I know when it's 24 hours, you will release me. See, nothing can change if every Nigerian, if we don't sit up and say we want change. You offer. Oh, let me just give an example, please. Somebody called me and said, police welding with Indian. I say, give them the phone. He gave the policeman the phone. I said, what is my secret around? He said, no. I said, okay, please take him to the station. Don't collect anything from him. Record him. Tomorrow, charge him to court. The next call I received was, okay, you don't spoil the matter. You don't spoil the matter for me. So how did I spoil the matter? Is it for trying to do or giving the right directive? So then is free. Now we just want to get our freedom too quickly. Thank you.
Please, a round of applause. Now, sorry. We are being conversational here. I want you to understand now. The fact is that our police boss here has given us a very good example to work with. One is this issue of Igbo. There was some time ago, myself and another activist went to intercede for somebody, and the young man was saying, they catch me with Igbo. Even the person who catch me with Igbo, they smoke the tea for him present. And we were almost confused, what is going on? But at the end, well, let's listen to another activist.
This issue of bail is free. By the virtue of the Constitution of the Republic of Nigeria, if you go to the criminal law, anything that is not known to law is not a crime. If it's found in your pocket, if you are not smoking it in the public, it's not a criminal offense. It's the police. Only when you are in public and you are constituting a nuisance before the public become a crime. But if it is your possession in secret, it's not a crime. It's because our boss doesn't know their right. That is why the police on the road are using it on them. If I smoke Igbo, if you see me with Igbo in my car, you can't charge me. I follow you to anywhere. So if that is not a miyastic that I see Igbo in your pocket, take the person to court and the person was afraid. Just that the police have their own way of intimidating our younger ones to extort money from them in the name of bail. Police does not even give you right opportunity to even call your lawyer or anybody of your choice as it's stated in the agenda of Criminal Justice Act before they will write your statement. They will compel you, deal with you. You will have a statement that is not even what you did. That is the attitude of the police. I'm not saying police are not our friends. They are our friends. But because of some attitude of disruptive element in the system of Nigeria police, that is why we are saying Nigeria police is bad. Not that they are bad in holistic, but in the attitude of a Nigerian corrupted from the stomach of his mother. When he gives birth, He has shown the capacity in the Nigerian police force, and every Nigerian police force are coming from different categories. Some criminals are being recruited to the Nigerian police because they were favored by the politicians. They were not properly screened. So when they campaign for the politicians, in order to reward them, what they need to do is want to join police, they will announce. They will recruit those criminals into the Nigerian police, giving them a constitutional backup to carry gun and be on the road. You cannot charge them for crime again because they have been recruited in the other way to the Nigerian police. Thank you.
Is it only in the Nigerian police as a profession that we have bad eggs?
The reason why, the reason why we are saying, we are talking about Nigerian police are like civilians. These are people we have interaction with. All the security agencies have their own role. If you go to the military, the armies are trained for war. They are not giving constitutional backup to investigate. Even if the army arrests, they will hand over to the police. If the army arrests, they will hand over to the police. So the police has a constitutional obligation to arrest and to investigate. Yeah, so we see them on daily basis every minute. That is why we say police are our friends, because we see them on every minute. Thank you. Our policeman, this is my best friend. This is my best friend.
Please, a round of applause for the Nigerian police. Now, we want to take about 2-3 questions, please. 2-3 questions. Your words are here. Or comments. Please, let me bring those respectfully. Hand over this microphone to my very senior comrade. In fact, he's the chairman of the Trade Union Congress, Delta State. The chairman of the Trade Union Congress, Delta State. A big brother, a senior comrade, Bono. Please, a round of applause.
Good afternoon. Without wasting time, I want to say that we need to get something very right. The issue of crime and fighting crime is the job of everybody. You must start from yourself. You expose yourself to criminal tendencies and you turn back and say that the police, the army, the security agents have done that. Have we forgotten that these persons, though professionals trained for this, are also Nigerians, human beings, and also face a lot of risk? Yes, we say police is always on the road, is collecting money. I usually tell people, just like my brother, Bright just said, what is the alternative? Today, if you say education is very expensive, try ignorance. If you are to move in the present day Nigeria with all the difficulties and hardships to worry, let's say from here to Okwashuku, without any police checkpoint that will stop you and sometimes demand for small money, because they really do not force you. Yes, they demand for small things, you give them. But if you are to move without their presence, I bet you, before you get to Ibuzo, you will turn back. Because the truth is that whether they demand for money or they insult you, it's a better option than not having. Do you know that one criminal with one AK-47 can stop movement of persons for more than 3 hours unless the police comes? It has happened. Look at the ban on Okada and these truck pushers that just came just barely 1 week plus. Did you see the difference in, let me talk of Asaba. Thank you, sir. Did you see the difference? If the police refuse to implement it, if they do not implement it, it's not you under the ground. So we need to commend them. I'm saying this because I stand up for the people all the time, and I know what it takes.
I know what it takes for somebody's father, somebody's husband to stand on the road day and night for you to sleep. Please, they are human beings. It's still the same survivor. So I commend them. But the truth remains that as Nigerians, these persons do not have adequate infrastructure to work with.
Thank you so much.
When they get that, they don't need, what we do in Nigeria is manual policing. It's risky. They cannot reach everywhere. And to top it up, let me talk like a comrade. Our Organised carry half of the police to follow them. Who is going to protect you and I?
Thank you.
It's wrong. So we need to face the fact. But first, I've listened to other speakers. We are just saying one thing. Security starts from you. Take care. ICT. The phone is very useful. They have a lot of applications. Be careful what you do with it. You are home. Protect yourself. Get the police number. When you call them and they do not call, keep calling. They will respond. If not, it is important for you to have, there's this thing we used to call security lights.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. We celebrate our chairman, TUC. So before we take more conversation, we want to break the communication chain as far as this program is concerned. And so we'll be doing a few awards, but we'll be doing the very first in a promptly manner, and we'll just be told that there are awards around the call. But because we need to allow our VC, who is our first awardee, to leave for one or two assignments, I'd like to welcome the representative of the VC, Delsu, Professor Okuyenga, represented by Professor Olaye, for a goodwill. And after that, we'll do the presentation. So can we put our hands together for our own representative of the Vice Chancellor, Delsu. Thank you very much.
The Vice Chancellor of the State University, and is a comrade VC. Sends the apology here that because of other reasons, we are unable to make it. That's why I am here to represent you. So I thank you for this wonderful opportunity. This event was organized very early, even the growing insecurity in Nigeria. What it is expected to take awareness on how to address issues of security. And importantly, from the relation so far, it's geared towards partnering, collaboration between security agencies and the media outlets. Such a collaboration provides opportunities to share areas of common interest and best practice. That's what is the trending now all over the world. Motivate people and also bring that cooperation and collaboration between the security agencies and the media outfits. Importantly, the Vice Chancellor, who is also a guest of honor here, and
his support to this kind of initiative. He spoke at the introductory stage. He was able to affirm that you need some support to bring up this idea together. And in our wise, the Vice Chancellor, as a comrade Vice Chancellor, and in its own magnanimity, has directed me to pledge a sum of 200,000 naira, to support this initiative. Yes. So I will ask the organizers to see me so that I'll be able to actualize this. And I hope that you will maintain this spirit, because it's something that's very, very important. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Olaye. Please, can we put our hands together for that wonderful benevolence? He's representing the Vice Chancellor of the Delta State University, Abraka, our own Professor Victor Eguyenga. Thank you so much, sir. Andy Eguyenga. Thank you so much, sir. And for you who want to do your master's, your PhD, the Abraka Delsu Business College is just by the curve, by DBS Road, and our boss is in charge. So capitalize on the opportunity to improve on your academic excellence. They have just brought the academics to your doorsteps. So feel very, very free to... Okay, sir.
It's important to let us know more about that, sir.
Yes, in this connection, Delta State University as a very mature university. They have been able to establish Delsu Business School, Asaba here. Business schools come out of very mature universities. Just like an old man who will have a gray hair. I mean, when you are old, you have gray hair. So we have a couple of universities in Delta State, about 4 thereabouts. But it's only Delta State University has matured to the level of establishing a business school. So we started it, and it's at DBS Road for postgraduate programs, especially professional programs of MBA, PGD, MPA, and BPA, doctorates, as well as academic programs of MSc and PhD. And I stand in now as the director of that outfit. So you are all welcome. I will have very good students. Even our gentleman there, the PPRO of police, who won a national award, it's important to say it, at Abuja. A round of applause for him.
Yes.
Yes.
PPRO.
Highly distinguished.
We are proud of you.
Distinguished.
We are proud of you.
We are proud of him. And importantly, he's also a postgraduate student of our Delsu Business School, Criminology and Security Studies. It's in postgraduate program. So you are all welcome. When you come there, we see how we can. The very important thing about business school is that it's flexible in its process, because more of the students there are people who are working. So they take into consideration their peculiarities as staff who are working elsewhere and factor it in. What we are doing is to add value. What we are doing is to inspire leadership and contribute to development of knowledge and capacity building. So thank you very much.
I'm sure we can do better than that. Please, a better round of applause to Prof. Prof. Hey, erudite scholars here and there, national award winners, and a lot of other people that have not even spoken that we are still going to hear from, including the immigration and our senior comrade have spoken with us, and I'm sure the mic will still come back to him. Yes, because there is no hiding place for, yes, a star in the night, no hiding place. And we're talking about senior comrade Martins Bolum. We appreciate you. Yes, we were actually taking some of your questions until some of the women folks right here said, it's been men talking all the while. The women, they anticipate talking, but they will first want to collect the numbers of the hotlines from the security. And I told them, I'll take the mic to the PPRO
to reel out the numbers by himself. Honestly, I do not know why women need the numbers so badly. I don't want to suspect their husband, because some husband body no clear, any small thing and slap. Women feel free to call the numbers. PPRO, sir, the hotlines, the numbers, sir.
Okay, for now, though we have 3 emergency lines, but due to this NIN leakage and other things, 2 became deactivated. We are working on it. But for now, we have 1 active line that you can call 247. It's called the command control room number 080 366 84974. 080 366 84974. Then I let me call these other numbers, but it's for a different purpose. The purpose of maybe you get to the police station, you want to lodge a complaint, and they say, no, you must bring money for this, bring money for that. You call these numbers. Like I said, if you get broom, you know if you complain, say cockroach, they disturb you. Let these numbers be your broom. 090 1111 2311. 090 1111 2311. If you call this number, say I'm robber there around, this number will not have solution to your problem. The first number is the one you call in cases of distress. These other numbers, it is for police SSs. The second number is 091 555 70008. So let me leave it at these 3 numbers so that I will not bore you with 4 numbers. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Take a look at your neighbor. You will notice that the women are taking all the numbers without making mistakes. I don't know their intentions. And the few men that are taking the number, either they have problem with their landlord, or they are suspecting that there is something cooking. All right. Before we go to Comrade Patrick Ochei for his input and question, don't forget that this is the question and answer segment just before we present the various awards. Prof is here seated. He's our keynote speaker, and he has spoken beyond speaking eloquently well. He's always a delight to listen to him at all times. So, please put your questions together. It will be abnormal that all the questions or input made today are all from men. So women, challenge yourself now so that you can also, either you make an input or you ask questions. If not, women, if not, no plate of rice for the women. If not, the number where they give now will disappear, women. Comrade, sir, my senior comrade, some women were writing the number and cramming it at the same time. Just in case the paper get missing. The country does struggle. Please, we want to very sincerely welcome my colleague, also a political office holder and a veteran journalist, Comrade Patrick Ochei, to the microphone and make your input. Please step forward. A round of applause, please. A round of applause. Thank you. Yes, that's Comrade Ochei.
Thank you, Sebastian. Good day, everybody. Mine is just a brief contribution to the topic of the day. We are talking security here, and there is no amount of time given to this topic, that will be enough to discuss it. First, let me join my senior colleague, Comrade Bolum, to commend the Nigerian police for the work they are doing. As a journalist, we'll be following up with their activities, and I must tell you that the police has been on top of their game. And again, the PPRO of the State Command has been on top of his game. I always tell him that ever since you came on board as the PPRO, we have seen a different version of police and policing in the state, and that is SP Bright Edafi. We easily cast aspersions on the police, but we as individuals, how have we fared as individuals? I'm a journalist, and sometimes you see journalists when they drive on the road and police stops them, the next thing they will tell you, I'm a pressman. You are a pressman driving on the road, you don't have your papers complete, and you're going against traffic sometimes and all of that, and you want to claim you're a pressman, and if they don't help you, you will say police is not doing well. Then as a comrade, you see us taking up the job of activism most times for the benefits, for our own benefits. I'm also a member of the Delta State Child Rights Implementation Committee, so I'm talking from experience. I monitored a case where somebody raped somebody and the girl died out of excessive bleeding. And I was in touch, I was sent to investigate it. I was in touch with the family. And each time, the senior sister keep mentioning one particular activist. I don't want to mention his name. And he will say, the activist said this, the activist said, I said, leave the activist. We're handling it as a state. To cut the story short, the activist was able to get to the suspect's family and they paid him huge sum of money. And he was able to convince the family of the deceased to forget the matter, you will be settled, and they pay, and the family of the other person will pay your family. And that happened, and that was how the case died. And they came to police and said, we are withdrawing the case, we want to bury our daughter, and all of that. So who do you now blame in this instance? Is it the police, or the family, or the activist who has, decided to allow justice die like that because of what he will get from, from the whole thing? We are talking security today. We always mention security when it happens to those on the top. I would say it's national security. Have we really thought of domesticating security? Some time ago, because Prof, while you were speaking, you made mention of journalists as agenda setters, and why do we not do interviews? Why do we not report objectively? I want to say that any journalist who is investigating a matter or who reports a matter without, interviewing all parties involved, you understand? Maybe that person is not a journalist. You also talked about citizens, citizen journalism. You understand? A lot of people today are called journalists because you have your phone, you can easily type and post. You understand? But a trained journalist knows what to do at every given time. So what I'm saying in effect is that we should give power to the traditional rulers. Unfortunately, no traditional ruler is there. Some time ago, we took up that course, and the late Omo of Anioma, I remember vividly when the NUJ, the NUJ held their National Executive Council meeting here in Delta State. She told them categorically that until the traditional rulers are given role in the Constitution, we are not going to see any light at the end of the day in terms of security, fighting insecurity in the country. So what am I saying? What I'm saying in effect is that the traditional rulers should have a role to play so that we will see who will hold accountable. For example, in your community, you should be able to know who are the criminals in your community, you know, and you should be able to say something that everybody will respect. But today you find our traditional rulers going after politicians, calling them our leaders and all of that, following them here and there, you know. And what is happening in their various communities, they don't even know. You know, so these are some of the areas we have to, you know, look into. And I want to end by saying that the government of the day has failed us as Nigerians. If you look at our constitution in section 14, subsection 2B, it says that the primary purpose, that the welfare and security of the people shall be the primary purpose of government. You understand? The government has failed us. So we should stop blaming the police, blaming ourselves. It is the society we have found ourselves that is generating all of this. So why stakeholders here, you know, are concluding on the issue of the day, which is security, the role of the media in the fight against crime and criminality. As journalists, we will keep doing our best, but also know that our security is also something that everybody should help us look at. You know, as journalists, when you go out to do your job, you face a lot of security challenges. A lot of security challenges. I've received threats to my life severally trying to investigate a particular matter. And I tell you that a lot of us are thinking of our families, thinking of our future, you know, in carrying out some important media assignments. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you very much. Please can you put your hands together for Comrade Patrick Oche, the Principal Secretary to the Majority Leader of the Delta State House of Assembly and immediate past Secretary of NUJ. Thank you so much for your words of encouragement. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I would like to appeal to you that we have a little refreshment, which I'm sure the ushers are working hard to make sure everybody has something to quench his or her thirst. And while Patrick was speaking, two gentlemen walked into the arena. They are actually stakeholders as far as this stuff of media syndication is concerned. I'd like to recognize my brother and friend, Mr. Onome Akpoghere, second member of the State Universal Basic Education Board. Please, can you put your hands together for him? Thank you so much. He's the second member, superb, and also a veteran. And the man with the pen, God's own pen, S.A. Sanko, SSA Media, to His Excellency, Senator Right Honorable Sharif Buriwari. Thank you so much, S.A. These are very seasoned members of the Fourth Estate. Thank you for coming and gracing this event. And so quickly, we're going straight to our awards, and we're going to run as fast as we can. I'd like to invite the Director and the Directorate of Orientation, our old comrade Mike Arinze, to please step forward and do the first presentation to the Chairman of the TUC and Vice President South-South Association of Senior Civil Servants, Delta State. Please, Comrade Bonum Martins, won't you call for his award? Thank you. The comrade handing over to a comrade. Thank you so much, sir. And you can respond once you're done.
On behalf of the organizers of this apt meeting, we want to give you this award as a recognition of your contribution to the society. God bless you.
Thank you so much. Comrade Bolum could also respond immediately.
Thank you very much. I don't know why you chose my senior comrade, a former chairman of TUC, to make this presentation. It made it unique. So I thank you very much. He's an elder, a mentor, a very strong man. He was a chairman of TUC. We only follow in his footsteps. So thank you very much, sir. I want to thank the organizers for this award. When Prof's representative came to give his address, he ended up by making a pledge. Please, permit me, you know I'm a civil servant, and we are still fighting for minimum wage. We don't even know where we stand by now. Baba today dodged it. I tried to listen to his speech thinking he will say something. He didn't say anything. We are being hopeful. I know it's systematic. He didn't want to say anything because if he says anything before taking it to the house, we might protest. So he has left us to wait until the thing gets to the house. So I don't know, as a civil servant who do not have minimum wage, whether I can do what Professor did. But with a difference. Professors, they stay longer, they have more money, their scale is different, they have different salary structure, and he runs a school. I'm aware. So, my brother, Monday, for this, you know the usual. I beg, once the approved minimum wage come, I will pay you the minimum wage. Thank you very much. See me on Monday. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Comrade Martin Bolum, Chairman of TUC, and also Vice President South-South Association of Senior Civil Servants. Next awardee for tonight, a one-time governorship aspirant, PDP in Anambra State, His Excellency, it was actually a candidate, PDP, His Excellency Valentine Ozigbo, who is represented here by his brother and friend, High Chief, and I'll call on the Chairman TUC to formally do this presentation to His Excellency Valentine Ozigbo, President CEO Transcorps Limited, Lagos. As I invited Chairman TUC, sir, to come and present this before we allow you.
On behalf of the organizers of this beautiful security program, we want to recognize your contribution towards the security of the people of this country, towards the security of Delta State, and towards the security of Nigerians in general. Congratulations, and continue to do well. Thank you.
Let me stand on the already established protocol. His Excellency, Mr. Val Ozigbo, has asked me to please apologize on his behalf for not being here physically and personally. He's in the Bahamas as I speak. He's attending the AGM of Afri-Exim Bank in the Bahamas, North America. But he has asked me to complain to the journalists here present that a situation where journalists who are doing their constitutional duties are being continually hunted and hounded does not speak well for the democracy we talk about. Mr. President made a broadcast this morning, just like my brother said. My assessment of that broadcast is that my president was talking history and ended up not saying anything. It is unfortunate that is where we have found ourselves. That is a story for another day. Chief Ozigbo has asked me to also tell you that this award will reinvigorate his commitment towards assisting any group that can help allow us sleep with our two eyes closed. He has also asked me to thank you for finding him worthy of receiving an award from you. Chief Val Ozigbo, if you know him, does not believe in making public pecuniary promises, but has asked me to collect the account details of the organizers of this program. Once again, thank you so very much, and God bless.
Thank you very much, His Excellency Val Ozigbo. Our next awardee for tonight, Venerable Blessing Iloeze Gurigwe, Head Information System Project INT'L Asaba. Is he here? Okay. Are you representing? Thank you so much. I'd like to invite quickly Comrade Omilo to please step forward and do the presentation quickly.
Yes, Mr. Okay, Venerable Blessing Iloeze Igurue. Yes, I have the privilege and honor to actually, as a matter of fact, present you this award for your immense contributions to genuine peace building process in Africa from INT'L Security. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Comrade Omilo. Response on behalf of your boss?
Standing on existing protocol. We're thanking the organizers of these committees, and my boss is pledging 50K to the organizers. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to invite quickly a word of recognition to our guest lecturer, one of Nigeria's prolific consummate, Professor Hilary Ijoma Owama. I invite again to do the presentation, Directorate of Orientation, our old comrade Mike Arinze, to assist us to do this presentation to the youngest prof.
The prof, the erudite prof. People win no book.
This is turning out to be a very busy afternoon for me, but I love it all the same. Our able prof, on behalf of INT'L Security, we wish to present this award. This award is apt because of your academic contribution to society and the growth of the academic environment. We wish to present this very honorable award to you.
Yes, a round of applause.
Good afternoon, all.
You know, I've been talking since, so I felt I shouldn't make any other additional speech. But let me just say I am grateful for this award. I was not expecting it. You know, when I was called to be the guest speaker for this program, I just recalled that in 2017 was the first time I was called for this kind of event by NUJ, again, during the time of Mike, you know, and then it was done at NUT House. So then I just came from Landmark University. I was still a senior lecturer. I hadn't become a professor. My uncle is even here. You know, but I know I want to get it. So I went for that program, and I was vibrating that day very seriously as a very young man. Then I wasn't as old as I am now. I think I should be 33 at that time. So I was talking on many issues. I didn't know that the majority of the people who were there that day were on the other party. You know, then PDP Okowa just came in as governor, and I was just talking. So the next thing I saw, the next day, that's why these media people, I fear them. They left everything I've just said, because that time, salary was a bit delayed, and several servants were complaining, and I was like saying that there should have been communication, okay, that if there were communication, they would be complaining. And I had information that time that the salary would come within 48 hours from that time. So I told them that there was no need to complain, it's just that the media aides of government would have communicated this into you people. The next what I saw in the paper was University Dome blast Okowa media aides.
Welcome to the club.
I said, what is this? So, and I was a very young man that time. I was just a senior lecturer ahead of the department. So I asked my friends, what did they say? No, now so with the writer. I said, why will you people writing like, did I blast them? I mean, when the people they were saying I blasted, we also my friends and my students who were doing graduate program under me. So one of the most serious things is interesting to be in the media world, okay? Because one thing about this life, I always tell people, and that's why I like this world. No matter what you know, no matter how intelligent you are, if you are not visible, you will die poor. Visibility is key. You understand me? One of the things that has made me stand out today is not just because that I'm a professor, not just because I became professor early, but because I am very visible, so people know what I can do and how I can do it. And so when it comes to my area, they don't think twice to mention my name. And once, you know, you don't need to know the president, you don't need to know somebody that knows the president. And when that is done, certainly your name will always be mentioned in the right quarter. So I want to encourage us today to always partner with the media and to be a media unto yourself also. That's your trade, that's your expertise. Bring it to the fore, and you will see that money will enter into your hand. One of the reasons for poverty in Nigeria is lack of visibility. People know a lot, but nobody knows that they know. And until you can use your knowledge for somebody, money will not enter into your pocket. Thank you very much for this award. I sincerely appreciate it. God bless us all.
Thank you very much. God bless you. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Professor Hilary Owama. Our next awardee, I saw him a few minutes ago, Chairman NUJ, our host. Can we please make welcome Comrade Churchill, or your way, Chairman NUJ.
Please a round of applause for our chairman.
Please let's put those hands together. If the hands are not busy, as I invite Comrade Onome, second member, Superb, to please step forward and do this presentation. Thank you.
Comrade Onome, please do us the honor to do the presentation.
On behalf of the Eye on Security, I present to my distinguished chairman of NUJ, the prolific writer, an academic encyclopedia, and a societal reformer who I know very well. I present this award to you, which is very, very meritorious, in the name of God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Congratulations, Chairman.
Congratulations, my chairman. The chairman is aware that the minimum wage have not been settled as well.
The chairman of the occasion, distinguished guests, our erudite professor and the various lecturers who have presented papers here today, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, I must confess that this is another surprise. I never expected this. I was thinking that I was part and parcel of today's arrangement, but I've been surprised with an award of recognition. I want to say I'm highly grateful. I believe that this award will spur me further and my council to greater commitments to humanity, particularly as we talk about security, which is the duty of everybody. If I am not secured, you are not secured. Or if I don't take security seriously and you don't take security seriously, we are all at risk. So I want to, on this basis, commend the organizer, Comrade Ojoma, for this wonderful initiative. We believe that selfless effort like this are rare, but we know that you go to places and your efforts will be crowned with better and better successes. Thank you for this award once again, and God bless us all.
Thank you very, very much. My chairman, God bless you.
Thank you so much, Chairman of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, Delta State Council. Our next award for tonight, I'd like to make welcome the representative of Dr. Donald Peterson, Special Advisor to the Delta State Governor on Entrepreneurship. Please, can we welcome Mr. Mike to receive the award on behalf of Dr. Donaldson. And to present the award, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite the representative of the chairman of the occasion. Please, can you step forward, sir, and do the presentation. Thank you.
I want to present this award to you for successful doings of commended in this journalist work. I want to say congratulations and keep on doing what you are doing best. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Standing on the existing protocols, Dr. Donald Peterson, the Special Advisor to the Governor on Entrepreneurship Development, would have been here personally to be in this occasion, but due to other exigencies, he's out of town and he has asked me to come and represent him here. So he has also asked me to make a pledge of the sum of 100,000 naira. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Peterson. Our next awardee for tonight, Mr. Alao Olusegun Olaosobikan, the State Coordinator, National Youth Service Corps NYSC Delta State. Please, can we put our hands together as we welcome him upstage? And I invite quickly to do the presentation our guest lecturer, Engineer Professor Hilary Owama. Congratulations, sir.
Mr. Alao Olusegun, congratulations, sir.
This is a special award of recognition given today to Mr. Alao Olusegun Olao Sebikon. Yeah, please forgive my poor pronunciation of it. State Coordinator, National Youth Service Corps, NYC, Asaba Delta State. And then this award is being given in recognition of your immense contributions to genuine peace-building progress in Africa. We do not need to say it. Whoever is coordinating NYC at state level is contributing so much to the state, because without NYC, you go nowhere in this country. So today, this presentation to you in the name of God the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Thank you.
Congratulations, the NYC boss, Delta State. God bless you.
On behalf of myself and the National Youth Service Corps here in Delta State, I wish to appreciate the organizers of this program for this recognition. It was not until I started coming in that I read through the program and saw that, oh, I was supposed to have sent in maybe a profile.
Citation.
A citation before I brought it, but when I now read the date and saw that it was 17th of May, sort of, I said, it's already gone past, because the statement there says that is going to be the acceptance. So inside me, I felt, no, it's already far-fetched. However, I want to appreciate the organizers once more. The National Youth Service Corps is an organization who is 51 years old now, and saddled with bringing up our youth. Once our professors turn them in, then we pick them up from there. And maybe by way of the digression, I will appreciate when you see the erudite professor speaking. I told him that after that his lecture, we needed not to, if you just left this place at that point in time, we wouldn't have missed anything. And I think we have that one. Anybody who has come, who was privileged to have listened to him, will agree with me that you have taken in much. So, sir, it will be a privilege to still have you when we have our core members gathered, that you have that single opportunity of addressing them, so that they will run away from crime and criminalities. Please, we are not saying that that should be the, what do you call it, the headline for tomorrow, please. No, I've not said that. I'm only saying it in respect of youth generally. If we are fighting crimes, we are fighting criminality, the focus usually is on our youth, because they are the ones that are very strong. They have all the energies, and if these energies are better channeled, I'm sure the country will be better for it. So on this note, I appreciate what has been done, and we on our own part will continue to give the necessary advice and admonition to ensure that our youths continue to toe the right lines at every point in time. Something was said concerning trying to assist, which we have been seeing contributions here. Of course, we put in our own little to ensure that this thing takes place. Civil servants, you have been hearing it, we are waiting for that minimum wage, but that will not be an hindrance for us to be able to put in our own. At least we are eating. So be it as it may, we still take from the little we have been having,
So maybe at the end of this program, or before I leave, whatever little we're able to take in cash. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much, sir. Thank you. We are very grateful. And just to remind you, Mr. Alao, I'm the PA to the Prof, and we have accepted your proposal. Just keep us posted ahead of time. We know you can handle the logistics. We are very confident you can handle the logistics. Ms. PA for over 78 years now.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And Sebastian, you came a little bit too late because that syndication was tidied up right here even before Professor made the pronouncement. State coordinator, I said he came in too late because that syndication between yourself and Prof was done right here before the presentation. However, thank you so much for bringing us up to speed, and the Prof is always ready to do what he knows how to do best. And so quickly, our next award of recognition goes to another person than Pastor Blessing C. Blessing, General Overseer, Christ Follows Assembly, Asaba.
Pastor Blessing C. Blessing. That's a man of God with a difference.
Yes, I like what, oh no. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. You have actually behaved like an Igbo man.
We nearly say Pastor and Pastor Mrs., but we don't want to be quoted out of context.
You know, an Igbo man, the wife will be in front while he will be behind, so that...
no, the woman is in charge of the ATM.
Thank you. I'd like to invite our own comrade Mike Arinze. Sorry, sir, we have always disturbed you to come and do this presentation, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord, somebody.
Obviously, he's your pastor. Obviously, he's your pastor.
Honorable, you are in spirit when you said I should do this presentation. He is the General Overseer of Christ Followers Assembly Worldwide. Are you listening? Christ Followers Assembly Worldwide. He is a man full of the Holy Spirit.
That's why I say this. Yeah, that's why I say it's symbolic. That's why I say it's symbolic that I am doing this. Praise the Lord. That's why I say it's symbolic that I am doing this presentation. He happens to be my pastor, and I'm serving under him as an assistant pastor. If there's anything he's known for, is his humility, which is extremely disarming. There are times you come to the church, you start looking for the general overseer, he will just come there looking at you. You will even think he's the general overseer because of his uncommon humility. Praise the Lord. And if there's anything he's known for, it is his spirit of philanthropy. I doubt if there's any man of God within this area that has the spirit of philanthropy like blessing, say, blessing. He has mentored a lot of people financially, spiritually, and I know that God on behalf of the Eye on Security that I found it necessary to give it an award. With all humility and a sense of purpose, deep sense of purpose for that matter, I want to hand over this award to you, and you are better half, the mommy of all mummies, Pastor Mrs. Blessing, Henrietta Blessing. I do this on behalf, in the name of the Father, In the name of the Son, and in the name of the Holy Spirit.
Congratulations. Thank God Mommy is here. Mommy is our brilliant fan. She came prepared. Daddy, should I give the mic to Mommy? Praise the Lord. That's my brother. It's a thing of joy that two people from my own place are recipients of this award. So, on that regard, I want to system protocol. I was not expecting this. I don't know how I was recommended, but I was surprised when I got the mail, the message that I've been recommended. In fact, out of busy schedule, I even skipped my listing until I have to call back, confirm I will still be there. So I want to thank God first for the privilege of being honored with this award. And said that, I want to, on behalf of myself, my wife, and the church, because without the sheep, there will be no shepherd. I believe it is part of the thing that have given me the platform to be part of what is happening. And so I want to thank the organizers of this great event, and I do hope that it will be an annual event. I must commend the organizers because the lectures, my iPad, the notes are full because of the notes I've been taking. And part of the things that are going on there are things I believe will help the church. And you know, anybody that hold a microphone that have up to 3, 4, 5, 20, 50, 100 people can disaster. And so to recognize me as a pastor, when this thing came, I was like, peace building. And then I sat down to discover that speaking to the people, the gospel is about peace. And all we tell the people in the church is about peace. And so I'm grateful for this award. I want to thank the organizers and also thank my wife who have given me the opportunity and the peace, you know, to do what I do, and the church who also have done that. So I want to say a very big thank you to the organizers. I may not be able to pledge anything now, but be sure that certainly something will come to support. Thank you very much. I'm grateful. Please, a better round of applause. A better round of applause. As a man of God, out of many, few, chosen, wonderful. So we have people from Owa, Loro, left, right, and center. We have to go to my village and bring my people now to do things. Yes, next. Thank you very much, David Storm. We have the management of North-South Security Limited in the house. Representative of North-South, one of our resource persons. I don't know if he's still in the house. North-South, the man who spoke on ICT. All right, moving forward, I want to invite quickly for this award presentation by way of recognition, the representative of the Commissioner of Police, Delta State Police Command, Asaba, for his award. Representative of the Commissioner for Police, Delta State Police Command, for his award. As I invite quickly the coordinator, NYSC, to please, we are going to be doing two things, sir. The coordinator, Professor Lasabika.
Erudite. On behalf of the organizers of this award, this is an award of recognition to the Delta State Police Command, Asaba, today, for their immense contributions to the genuine peace-building process in Africa. In given today by INT'L Security. Congratulations.
Congratulations. My brother bright, always smiling. Even if it is fast, the semester you can't go away there. Our next award for tonight, award-winning PPRO, my friend and brother, SP Bright Itafi, PPRO officer recognition.
Thank you. While the other was for the command, this is an individual award which is being given today by INT'L Security to no other person than SP Bright Edafe, the police Asaba, in recognition, immense contribution to the genuine peace-building process in Africa. Congratulations.
Congratulations. While we still allow you to remain, on behalf of my boss, the Commissioner of Police Delta State, who is fully aware that myself and some of our officers are here, we want to appreciate the organizers for this idea. It is a very, very important idea. We need some of us who are going back to the Kiko and the brothers of security. Thank you so much and God bless you. Thank you so much. Our next award for tonight, also a police officer, Super Julius Robinson, Commander CPD on Squad, Delta State Police Command, Asaba. Please can you put your hands together for CP as I invite Pastor Preston, C. Blessing, to present this award, sir. Super and Super Wife. Thank you. No matter what you do, the media is watching. Yes.
On behalf of the organizers of INT'L Security, I issue an award of recognition. This is to certify that Super Julius Robinson, Commander CP Beko Squad, Delta State Police Command, Asaba Delta State, was recognized for your immense contributions to genuine peace building process in Africa by INT'L Security selected team. Therefore, on behalf of the organizers, make this presentation to you in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Ghost.
Congratulations. Wonderful. Congratulations, Super. Yes, congratulations, Super. Right, I think we'll be cutting the birthday cake. So please let's not be in a hurry. But I can assure you that in 5 minutes, the time can start counting now. In 5 minutes will be done. Our next award for tonight goes to the State of the Nation Crew, Delta State Plastic Service, Asaba. State of the Nation Crew, I don't know who will receive that. Is this Sebastian? Okay, I think Sebastian is the coordinator. Can you please put your hands together for him? Yeah, Sebastian the Costa. Mr. Bright, I actually would have given you your award last, because I know that once you guys stand up, the hall will be depleted. So please, give us 5 minutes, because we still want you to be part of this anniversary cake.
State Coordination Bureau, you're also part of it. As I invite Oluma to please come and do that presentation. And after that, we'll take the very last, lift away, and we'll cut the cake.
On behalf of the Eye on Security, we will present this award to this group, State Coordination Crew, the type of classing service state to state. It's also a recognition of your meritorious service to humanity and security. I present it to you in the name of God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Thank you, congratulations to the nation. Every day 97.9. Our next presentation is to Live TV, and I'd like to invite SP to please step forward and do the presentation. Live TV, we have actually been streaming this program, reportable, and I'd like to appreciate the General Manager CEO for doing a very good job.
On behalf of our security, I present this award to you in recognition for your immense contributions to genuine peace-building process in Africa. Live Asaba. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And we'll go straight to the cutting of the birthday cake. The convener and the is a year old today. So we want the high table to please be part of that cutting of the cake, and after that, first congratulations, and we'll take our last award. My SP. Please, okay. State Coordinator, please be part of it. Representative of the chairman, my director, Orientation Bureau, representative of immigration, representative of correctional service, and of course, we still have NSTDC. Who? Tiger, please be part of it all. Where is your wife one day? Unavoidably absent, okay. My SSA to His Excellency, the board member, second member, please be part of it all. SSA, please be part of it all. So the cutting of the cake, a birthday cake, to the boy who is a year old today, Pastor Blessing. Thank you so much. You just came in right on point. Okay. So we're going to mention the name of Jesus, and after that, it will be a blast. So can we go together while we pronounce, come along with me, the word J-E-S-U, and the superlative S, Jesus. Thank you so much. Thank you, that's cutting of our birthday cake for the boy who is a year old today, and he was born on the 12th of June. I think post-democracy, if you ask me. And we've actually come to the end of the program. We take a vote of thanks from the members of the organizing committee, and after that we take the closing prayers, and we'll be wrapping it up at that point. So Monday, can you just give us one of the planning committee to give us a vote of thanks? All right, mention one person, please. Okay, 2 more awards to go. It's just said that 2 more awards to go. Are they here? All right, representative of Brigadier General Bashir Adeyemi for Commander Osun State Amoteku. And I'll call on the representative of the civil defense. Please, sir, can you come around to come and present this award? Correctional, let me say. Representative of the commander of the correctional service, Controller. Thank you.
Permit me to stand on the already established protocol. On behalf of INT'L Security, I present this award to Brigadier General Bashir Adeyemi. God bless you.
I want to say thank you for this award. Said his regard and his condolence for not coming to 1 or 2 appointments. He says he wants to reach out to the organizers. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Chris Emodi. Mr. Chris Emodi, our notes are ready for tonight. Please, can you, as I invite the representative, as I invite Onomemilo to please come around and do this presentation quickly.
On behalf of INT'L Security, I want to sincerely present this award to you for your immense contributions to genuine peace building. Congratulations.
Thank you. Our next I will do very last for today. It says Adonai Dixon. Adonai Dixon. Okay, you want to say something all right quickly?
Standing on existing protocol, on behalf of my boss, the GMD of Dominion Pair Properties, Mr. Chris Emodi, I want to say thank you to the organizers of this program, and thank you for this award of recognition. My boss said he's going to get back to you as soon as I'm leaving this auditorium. We'll get your account details and get back to you in support of this program. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you very much. The next awardee is also a philanthropist, a great icon, a woman of immense contribution. Unfortunately, she's not in the country right now, but she has also mandated convener and the team lead to receive this award on his behalf. And we need to do this officially. This is going to Pastor Fiefratini Micah, the General Overseer, Greater Life Christian Assembly, Yenegra, in Bayelsa State, to receive on her behalf is the team lead, Comrade Monday Alk Ojema. Please a round of applause. And to help us in giving out this award once again, we